champion prevailed, defeated the villain, now pour him some ale. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Witcher here on Tales from the Grim. We are getting ready to dive back into the continent, back into the wonderful world of Family of Wraiths. I have a fantastic cast here. I have, of course, you, the Legion, who are going to help me tell this tale, and to tell you how you can do so, look straight down and you can see the donations that are available. Last week, several members of the Legion course corrected the story into a better narrative by adding elements previously not there. And so with Trem has given us one of the world events as Nilfgaard has advanced north. What this does, it is the $75 donation tier, and it simply put adds new narrative elements, new NPCs, new possible quests, and new possible prizes for all of our PCs. But the blanket thing is, it makes everything harder, from DC checks to the enemies that they fight. The entire season gets ratcheted up a notch. If you look down, I have added another, which is the Wild Hunt. Should someone elect to add that as part of the narrative they would like to submit and add to our story, the Wild Hunt will appear. Things will get worse. But if you'd like to make things better for our crew, you can also add How Do You Like That Silver, which I believe Hawk just did. Hawk, thank you so much, everybody. If you're listening in backstage, you all have How Do You Like That Silver, which is +2 on every roll you make for this session. Thank you very much, Hawk. So we know we're here to tell a story about The Witcher set in the continent, powered by our Talsorian Games' fantastic Witcher core rulebook. If you would like your own Witcher core rulebook, our Talsorian Games is sweet enough to give away one every time we go live. So if you type !PDF into the chat, you will be entered to win your very own copy of the Witcher core rulebook. Now, in addition to that, we have another wonderful sponsor. It is Roll20, www.roll20.net/start/Tales from the Grim. You can have your very own free account, take part in all of the wonderful advantages that you can have with a virtual tabletop. And as this virtual tabletop goes into play, Matt, thank you very much. As this virtual tabletop goes into play, you need not worry about things like social distancing from a gaming standpoint. You will be able to join your friends. You will be able to take to table again, spread kindness, share stories, and that, of course, is how we win everything. And so with that being said, we know why we are here. We know who is powering us to be here with our Talsorian Games and Roll20. To set up our premiere of Season 2 last week, they had just lost a member of their crew. Ezren of Rhilestilen had disappeared into one of the standing stones of power. Unsure what had become of them, they were transported against their wishes to the previously free city of Novigrad. After a brief look around, they realized that Novigrad, thanks in part to the efforts of Legion, had fallen to the advances of Nilfgaard. The golden sun flew from its standard above the very tops of the buildings. With that, they took again to Magic Portal and arrived at the home of their mage. There they shared stories, drank a bit, but more importantly, they rested for a full 6 hours, which is, it's amazing. The bards are already penning tales of this rest. It was fantastic, and everybody shared a little bit about themselves that previously had remained at the very least shrouded. Light was cast, perhaps a family strengthened. But that was then. Now is now. The 6-hour rest is all but history. It is time to figure out what this crew will do, where they will go. Will they solve the mystery of the vanished Ezren? Will they find out why their friend Ezekon of Kreve has died? I can't tell. Legion, you can't tell. The PCs can't tell. But we all work together. A story will be shared, and then we can all enjoy it and watch as the lines pen themselves. That's enough of that. Let's bring them in. Everybody, welcome back to Witcher Family of Wraiths. Quickly, let's just go around, see how everybody's doing this wonderful Wild Wednesday, and then get into our story. Let's start with JF. JF, my friend, how are you, and are you ready for this particular Wednesday?
I'm pretty good. I am ready for this. I've been thinking about it for a while, for about a week exactly. So bring it on.
Bring it on. I love bringing it on. That's a great idea. Let's bring it. Consider it broughton. Let's drop down to Josh. Josh, my friend, how are you? And are you ready for some Witcher this particular Wednesday?
This particular Wednesday?
This one.
This one?
This one
I
right
can do
now?
this one.
Okay.
I can squeeze it in. I feel like I'll have to move some stuff around, shuffle some stuff. Maybe like the borders of where Nilfgaard is. Maybe I'll just shuffle that around. Hey, wasn't that fun when that happened?
It was
yeah.
You're being sarcastic. I'm being genuine, but I thought it was
Yeah,
great.
it was amazing. Everything is going to be fine, and hopefully everyone is going to have recovered from last week when stuff happened that no one was ready for. And surprisingly, the thing that no one was ready for wasn't the Nilfgaard. It was Dusa. It was just Dusa.
100% agree.
We could deal with everything else.
No one was ready for Drunk Dusa. Nobody. And it was glorious. Go back and absolutely check out the VOD. JF put on a tour de force. And so let's jump over to Lindy. Lindy, my friend, how are you? And are you ready for this particular Wednesday?
You know, Greg, I was doing pretty good, but now that we're about to play Witcher, I'm doing even better. I love playing games with these wonderful people. I love this system. I like my character, this is great. I'm very excited. I'm going to be playing Yannicka, the elf technically in the book doctor, but she's a healer. Don't call her doctor. She'll get mad. She might stab you. And she has done her darndest to get these people not as bad off, fix legs, let people sleep. They don't take care of themselves, and she senses it's going to be a frustrating next while.
I'm not going to take agency away from the players and say this is what they thought, but as a GM for this system, I think Yannicka's presence has already been immeasurable in the amount that she has been able to help, as literally wounds from like flashbacks from episode zeros have been tended to correctly. It is a grand thing to have you among us, both as a player and a character, my friend. Let us jump up to Billy. Billy, how are you, and are you ready for Witcher this Wednesday, right now, this Wednesday?
Today, of all days, I was born for. I am ready. The stars are aligning. I benched today. So I'm ready to rock. I'm playing Wim, and he's about as intelligent as I just seemed. And he is ready to use his strengths. God, man, I suck at talking today. Yeah, move it off me, man. I'm going to try to reset my buttons real quick before we actually get into the role play.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, let's go to Prax. Prax, my friend, how are you? And are you ready for some Witcher this particular exact Wednesday?
I am doing well. Life was good. I am recovering, and I got some sleep. And forgot to take a nap, y'all. That was a big thing.
Huge.
She needed it.
Well,
And
fantastic.
thank you, Yannicka, for the healing. You know, that was important.
Everybody, I will let you know that in addition to the silver that has been given to you, how do you like that silver, which is mechanically a +2 to all of your rolls from the beginning of this session until the end of this session, I will remind you that because we had a lot of swallow donations last session that didn't have the opportunity to get burned through, you may carry those from last session to this session. However, how do you like that silver? Winds howling, any other augments were wiped clean, and we are simply put with your swallow hit points, and Hawk's silver has come into play. Oh, there was another donation. What was it? Let me look through here. Oh yeah, that's right. It was for a
I
yeah.
love how Greg's like, what was it for? As if he doesn't know exactly what he did.
Right? He knows.
Here's the
most
this is why I love Matt so much. It's almost like we didn't talk today, but it's almost as if Matt like called me up and was like, "So, are you ready right now this episode for Yennefer?" And I went, I am. How did you know that?" And so without that being said, Yennefer, one of the narrative donations from below has been triggered. What that means is Yennefer of Vengerberg will be showing up. Her own quest, her own rewards, her own experience. It is separate from the narrative in that we will get to see a particular slice of the continent that kind of crosses paths with the original Witcher cast from the books. And so with that, our characters will get a chance to perhaps cross their paragraphs into the tomes that have been immortalized. So we'll see. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready this particular Wednesday for Yennefer. And so with that being said, we have said everything. We have said that we are in the home of Ainfra. It is 6 hours later. You have all received your healing benefits, which is your recovery points +3. Tell me now, what would you like to do?
I think Ainfra gets up and wakes up, and it's harder for her to wake up because for the first time in a week, she didn't dream of that clearing with a place of power and a circle of Igni and Ezekon dying in front of her. And she wanted to hold on to that, but she can't. And she wakes up and she turns to get up and she sees Wim sitting inside her door, and she has questions, not the least of which were, she's pretty sure she told everyone that there were beds and that they could take advantage of that. And she just kind of goes to get up and looks at Wim and says, hi.
Good morning. My apologies for being your doorstop for a moment, but I do want to talk to you before we get associated with the others.
Okay. Can you give me like 5 minutes to get changed? Because this dress is gone. Sorry. It's really gone.
He's like, yeah. Do what you got to. And then he covers his eyes with his hands and puts his head between his knees.
She'll go behind, like, she has one of those folded wooden screens, like, that kind of closes off her wardrobe, and like reaches in and pulls out a different dress, and it's less sheer and chiffon and more heavy embroidery, long sleeves, fitted at the waist with flaring skirt that goes to her ankle or goes to the top of her boots, and then but she's got like leggings that go underneath it with silver embroidery, and then she'll come out in like 5 minutes. She's like, all right, How can I help you?
And then, like, she walks around the corner, and, like, Wim, like, his eyes get wide, and then he furrows his brow, shakes his head, and he's like, oh, it's about the group. Now, a lot's changed. We've been operating as a group of independents, and to ensure the safety of everyone, I feel that we need to act as a unit. And in order for us to act as a unit, we need a leader. Now, based on the actions, I went ahead and ruled it down to either you or I. So I wanted to talk about that.
What are we... Okay. Sure. Let's talk about rulers and leaders.
Not like a fucking principality, but a keeper of the order.
All right.
You've got your strengths. I've got mine. So if you wanted it, wanted to kind of get your input on the whole thing.
Master Wim, sorry. I think that my strengths lie in... Well, let's be honest. My strengths lie in plotting, spying, pulling information from people that don't want to give it to me, and occasionally taking all of that and plotting away around whatever I want. It's what I was trained for. It's what I do.
It's a very particular skill set and quite a useful one.
So why don't we share this command, as it were, that you're proposing? I'll give you command on the battlefield because I don't like battlefields. And I feel really kind of pissed right now that effectively the last one I spent extensive time at is pointless. Because they crossed the goddamn fucking river. But besides that, I recognize that my strengths rely in where they should be, which is, causing massive amounts of damage to a large group of people. And you don't want to be standing in front of me when I do.
No, I caught that at the docks.
My apologies about that.
Pain in my knees.
My apologies about that, by the way.
No need for the formality. I saw the look in your eyes when you did it, so you had to do what you got to do. Doesn't bother me none. I'm more worried about everyone with their separate agendas going off on their own to accomplish God knows what and leaving the rest of the party at risk. So that's why I feel like you're a great candidate to rope everyone together. Why I feel I'm a decent candidate to rope everyone together is, can't speak for Dusa, but I got a nice little sway over Oris sometimes.
It is an advantage to be your brother's keeper.
Don't call me a keeper, but he listens to me. So I'm not good at this debate thing, no. I'm just good at being loud sometimes and punching, which there've been leaders in high places who've been good at a lot less. So, what you say, we leave it up to chance then? Because if there's anything I've learned from history is that a two-headed chicken will just bite itself to death.
All right, then. I propose that We discuss things like adults and plot things like adults. And from there, I'll let you decide what you and your Witcher, your brother and Tusa can do on the battlefield. And I will encourage people about the information that I know. But I don't want to be taken. Master Wim, my goals are very simple. Well, no, not really. My goals are pragmatic at the moment. Kelhala will die. You will survive. And I will find out which mage she's been fucking around with. And, shatter whatever plans they have.
Question: if it comes down to it, do you want Kel Hollow to die and you to die as well?
I made a promise. I intend to keep it. All of you are to live. No, I'm not suicidal, Wim. But thank you for being your concerned.
Yeah. Would you please be so kind as me?
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you.
I think Billy, with the lovely Zoom
Yeah.
things that are going on, Billy's been in
There
and
we
out of
go.
it. Yeah.
There we go.
He's back.
Now he's back. We lost you, Billy, for a little bit there.
Sorry.
Just keep moving so we know you're not frozen.
Okay. Well, I don't know the rule book when it comes to leaving Sorcerer's bedroom, so if you could please.
I lost half of that, but I think it involved getting out of my room.
Yeah. Is there a rule book for that? If there is, I don't know the next steps, so fill me in, and then I will politely leave. I just wouldn't want to offend any totty.
Don't worry, Wim. I spent 30 years living in Skellige. I guarantee you are not in any way, shape, or form offensive. And she'll open the door and then not trip over Yannicka.
Sleeping as like curled up with like a dagger, just facing back to the door.
Mistress Yannicka.
I imagine you probably have to say it a couple times because she is out, just sleeping soundly, but she'll be like, "Oh,
Yes.
you're awake."
Thank you. I thank you.
And then I'll look at him and be like, "Did he wake you up?"
Oh,
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
One
he
second.
didn't.
As you are waking up, Yannicka,
Yeah.
I'd like to
Oh, okay.
just for a moment talk to Yannicka.
Okay.
Lindy, as you are in this very deep sleep that you said Yannicka
Yes.
is taking part in,
Mm-hmm.
you would sense, perhaps more than anything, someone kind of squat down beside you.
Look at them. Or open my eyes and look at them.
Your sister's there.
Flory?
I don't have much time.
Flory, what's happening? And I try to reach out and touch her.
It's almost as if she doesn't move and your fingers don't pass through her, but it's if your arm is shorter, like you misjudge the distance.
Okay.
But she looks at you and she simply says, "When the power of love eclipses the love of power. Do you remember?" and she pulls open her dress. And you see written along her side in the ancient roll and flowery script of the elves, that line of the poem that translates to, when the power of love eclipses the love of power.
Yeah, yes, I remember that. I have the second bit of it engraved. What about it?
She begins to talk, but you do not hear what she is saying.
Flurry, I can't hear you.
She starts to yell, but again, this distance that you misjudged before seems to sweep even further back, creating a separation between the two of you as your sister is being swept, not by a force, not by a grab or being tethered by something, just distance. And she screams, and you see her mouth your name, but you don't hear her voice. All you hear is Ainfra saying your name. And then you wake up.
Okay, yeah. So she'd look a little more startled then upon waking. And then deep breath in, and then ask if Wim woke her, and she says no, put the knife away.
I thank you for your care, madam.
Yes, let me make sure everything's good. Still, reapply some salve.
Yes, but let's get the. And she kind of looks over her shoulder at Wim and like, the kind gentleman down the stairs.
Oh, you want me to go down? Yeah, okay. And he turns, like, kind of trying to put his hands in his pockets, but then he fucking doesn't realize that he doesn't have any fucking pockets in his armor. So then he just walks out of the room.
And Yannicka will just check the wounds real quick. She's pretty confident that they're fine still, but just double check just to make sure. And she'll just say, "How long had you been injured?" Here, here.
Well, these are this one, and like this one were about a week. And then this was about like 4 days. And that was, 12 hours.
All right. I get it. You don't have to tell the Witchers, show any weakness, whatever. But you better tell me if you get something.
I promise I will tell you if someone tries to eat me, stab me, or shoot me again.
Any injury, illness, stomachache, I don't care. You let me know. Don't want anything getting worse.
I'll do that. I promise.
And how perceptive is Ainfra?
Oh, moderately so.
You'd probably notice that her hands are a little trembly when she first started to, examine you after waking up, but she's good by the time she's done.
Ainfra would make a note, but she isn't going to bother you about it yet.
All right, do you have food in this place?
Hold on. Come down with me. I apologize. I've forgotten my manners.
No, it's fine. Everyone else forgot theirs too.
That's they're Witchers. They don't have manners. Most of the time, it takes a lot of effort and occasionally beating them over the head to get them to moderate manners. But no, here. And Ainfra would lead her downstairs, and then in very, very formal elder speech, old elder speech, say, pull out what she has, probably just like bread and a couple whatever, and pull out bread, specifically bread and salt, and say, my apologies, Mistress Yannicka, healer of the elves. I've been neglectful in my duties. May you find succor and safety under my house. Welcome at all times. Offering full guest rights to Yannicka in her home.
Yannicka would have a bit of a slight surprise arch in her eyebrow, but she would accept. And thank you. Your hospitality is welcome. Doesn't happen all that
apologize.
often anymore.
Yeah, people are shite, aren't they?
Yeah.
The two of you, please roll me an awareness.
Okay.
Okay.
14.
We have silver.
Oh, wait, we do. 16.
24.
We'll say that you both become aware of it, but it is Ainfrida notices first that there is somebody in the bathroom, specifically the bathtub. It's that sound of kind of hollow swishing of water, you know, that lazy waving.
Well, at least they're taking advantage of the important things, right?
Yep.
Did they even introduce themselves?
Which, no. There's large witcher, drunk witcher, and wet shit and beggar tick witcher. That's all I know.
All right then. Well,
I could rate them on injury scales, but most
the
to
big
least
one,
injured.
the big one is Win. Wet shit and beggar tick is his brother Eris,
They're
and
related?
I'm still not 100% sure on that one myself. It
All right.
apparently it's a thing. They haven't explained it.
Yeah.
And the drunk one, I'm going to assume was Dusa.
Yeah. Eris was yelling that a lot at him yesterday.
Should I have any concerns?
Not yelling,
about-
loudly whispering. We're trying not to wake you.
Oh, thank you. I do appreciate that, by the way.
I had to drug one of them, or Dusa.
And just as you say that, as I had to drug one of them, we pan through, because we're allowed to do this, being the Legion and the audience, we pan through the walls until we reach the large tub, and I'm taking agency away from JF. One of Deuce's feet is up on the rim of the tub as we kind of come in with the camera shot as Deuce of Gamera is relaxing in traditional Witcher fashion. JF, how's Deuce doing this morning? Well, later on this day.
Well, that's a good question. I think he's all right, considering he's a Witcher, right? I mean, he had a lot of to drink last night, knowing that today would be fine in the Witcher world as a Witcher. And he's, I mean, you know, he's not hungover, but he is kind of in a somber mood despite that. Scrubbing his feet and getting clean for once. There'll come a time though where he'll take this opportunity to meditate a bit, as yesterday was kind of turbulent for him, and he wants to kind of try to ground himself again. So
You want to roll something?
no. I think he'll just lay there, feeling the steam rise up from the bath. And I think he'll hesitate first, just because he'll remember what happened last time he did this. Some kind of contact was made. He's not sure what it was, a trick of his mind or something more, but he did somehow manage to feel the presence of his lost friend. And because at this point he feels like he needs a bit of guidance, and he's in over his head after what happened with Ezren, and the fact that once again this little old man was he was the only one to kind of register him. He'll try to meditate and recall the sun shining on Ezren's blade, the words ablaze there, and focus on the light dancing there, and try to surrender to the trance.
Okay. Roll me spellcasting.
All right. Didn't roll anything yet. There we go. Spellcasting. Ezekon. So 19.
Is that with your +2?
No.
The 21. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
For a
21.
moment, nothing seems to happen as the steam just kind of lifts and carries around the room, coating any shiny metallic surface with the condensation as the vapor becomes water. You don't hear Ezekon of Kreve, even though you maintain kind of a contact, a look at the sword that is hanging there that was bequeathed to you by Ezren. The name of his kingdom, Rhilestilen, along the scabbard and upon the blade itself. And it's now that you notice the kind of stamped into the blade just before the hilt is a strange line. But now that you're looking at it from this angle, perhaps it's just how intently you're looking at it from this angle, you can tell that it's the hill upon which the keep sat. And you can see the keep before it fell, with its large towers and its wall and its promise. And there's sounds coming from outside, sounds creeping in from the town. But this sound doesn't come from that town, but perhaps it comes from a town. And you hear a whisper that travels and cuts through the fog and the steam. And it simply says, "The dream."
Yes, I'm feeling removed from this place. I'll try to get closer to it. I'll walk towards it.
You pad across, but the sword is just that, a weapon, a symbol. The line that depicts almost the profile of the keep holds no additional meaning, no hidden clue or no treat of symbology. But you hear it again, right when you look at that profile. The dream.
Medusa will, recognizing that this itself is a dream, he'll nod solemnly and return. If you can.
You're in the tub.
Ah.
And you are still looking. There wasn't a blink, a snap of returning. It's just similar, though you wouldn't know it, that Yannicka experienced with her sister, that distance. You were by the blade, standing on the floor looking at it. And now you're in the tub, still looking at the blade. It's the same as it was. The room is the same as it was. But as you kind of look and settle back into a higher state of awareness, at least of your physical surroundings, you would see your own wet footprints going from the tub to the sword and back to the tub.
Oh. Walk over to the sword then and pick it up. Admiring this workmanship. Feeling somewhat unworthy of it. He'll take the clothes he left drying by the window. These are the black clothes he wore on that night when he went to visit the priest. He'll put those on, along with his griffin medallion. Leave it astride the red scarf he wears at his neck. And strap the sword to his back. Clear his throat. To let everybody know he's coming out. And come out, yeah. Just because there might be some smells there, yeah.
You are out. Everyone is wherever they need to be. Eris, you're the only one we haven't checked in with after our rest. Where would we find our Viper?
We were offered rooms. I've taken full advantage of that. I would have. This is like a one night thing in a hotel with like fancy soap and stuff. So like he's used all of the fancy soap. And not frivolously in the sense that like he doesn't know what it like. He takes a moment to just like fully take care of himself. He cleans himself meticulously, gets the dirt out from underneath his nails. He bathed, shaved, everything he can do. And this morning when he wakes up, he is not in his armor. He is in someone's robe. He has no idea whose robe this is, but he's just like laying in the middle of the bed, like right in the center, legs spread, taking up almost as much room as Wim does when he like curls into a ball. Like it's, but like he's like fully spread as much as he can. Yeah, that was his night. That was he's gonna come out smelling completely different, of vanilla, and he's gonna have sort of like freshly, like meticulously shaved facial hair, and maybe with a slight haircut. Everything. He comes out a new man.
Throughout the entire process, too, as we do sort of like a intro to Friends montage of the night that Eris has spent prepping up, it's basically you doing all of these things and kind of like turning and showing like the facial hair, and Tears kind of going, and then like you going back and cutting it, and then you turn around and she's like,
montage in and out,
right,
changing room. It's
right.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But no, Tears is just all around the entire time. Very, very happy with your transformation. Not that she disliked it before, but it just seems like you're having fun and feeling better, and that kind of translates to this symbiotic relationship you have with the wraith that lives inside you. But Tears eventually returns, albeit a bit grudgingly.
When finally done, and he gets ready in the morning, it was mentioned that that Ezekon left some clothes here. So I'm gonna go looking for some clothes, because honestly, like there is a limit to what I can do, and like at this point, the detergent of choice is Igni, because like let's be reasonable. So I'm gonna go looking for some clothes and see, like, does Ezekon keep? I don't know who I asked this to. If I asked this to Brax, if I asked this to you, Greg, but like, is there any fine-ish clothing that is still a little hard wearing that Ezekon left behind that I can nab?
Like nice travel clothes, like clothes built for the road, but of a higher quality and perhaps a better presenting outfit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we're gonna make Prax roll for something here. Prax, why don't you roll a grooming and with the grooming and what's the other part of it?
Grooming and styling.
Grooming and styling.
Grooming and style.
Let's see what we have. You know, let's see how nice we.
I mean, how nice we can get Eris to look. That's an 18.
I'd say it's for Witcher wear. It is very, very nice. You know, it's
Just
go ahead.
Just nice enough that Ainfer would be okay being seen with him in public on the street, but not taking him to court in that.
And in addition, it also kind of checks a lot of the boxes for Witcher garb as well. It's sturdy. It's like triple stitched. It's got padding in the elbows and any type of frequent friction spots, you know? And
like the first thing I do, I put the pants on and I immediately lunge and see if they rip. And if they do, I'm like, no, that's like the first thing. Immediately just pull some ridiculous moves around and make sure it's holding. And then finally, gathering himself together, will kind of sort of meekly come out and have Tears sort of like give him a once over. It's been a long time since he's been on parade.
Oh, she would with an 18. Tears is very happy with your choice of new outfit, but roll me an awareness or human perception, maybe.
She's not technically still human. She's now a ghost.
And yet I'm saying human perception.
Greg, I feel like you know that
What? That Witchers have no empathy? You're kidding.
Hold on. Yeah, that is we're in minus numbers now. -4. I have and I've never related to a character more.
So, okay, as you would kind of come out and present, it's just as you kind of like Tears gives you to turn around, and as you kind of turn around and, you know, do perform your lunge, you miss the look that flashes across her face where she recognizes the outfit because she saw the original owner wearing it. But when you come back around, she looks perfect.
I sigh and sort of like pick a little bit of lint from nothing in particular, that kind of almost slightly nervous, and finally I will head on out, and just as I get to the door, sort of apologetically look to Tears and say it's probably still best we.
She comes over and she picks at the same spot where you had just plucked a bit of fuzz or lint, and she plucks, but then she kind of falls into you and the outfit, hugging you. You can feel her physical form. You can feel the weight that she can carry when she wishes. But you also feel that as she's hugging you, she begins to sink. And then she's gone.
And I will head on out to find the others.
You are all together, my friends. What would you like to do? In, let's just say 15 hours' time, there is an elf to be killed. But whether or not that concerns you all, it's not for me to say.
I'm eating bread.
Yeah. When she sees when Ainfer sees the three Witchers come down, she'd turn and similarly what she did with Yannicka, she would say very formally, Master Aris of Gesso, Witcher of the School of the Viper, be welcome in my house. Master Wim of Gesso, Witcher of the School of the Bear, be welcome in my house.
He turns around,
Master-
already looks at you with like wide eyes, and he's got a bowl full of duck fat that he just finished slurping, and it's like running down his like just barely like scruff. Was I not supposed to?
We
he
have
puts it back in the
sausage.
cupboard, and then he shuts it, and he stands there. Wife,
I
thank
have
you,
slap
my lady.
Wim round the back of the head. Just
We can do this. There's actual food. I have actual. And she turns back to Deuce. Says, like, I'm not getting distracted. I'm going to finish this. I have manners. God damn it! Even though Witchers are pulling me away from it, I have manners. And she'll turn and she'll say, like, Dusa, Master Dusa of Gamaro, Witcher of the School of the Griffin, be welcome in my house. So we have sausages and bread. And she kind of looks at women and is like, if you want to keep eating the duck fat that we use to cook shit in, because that's the Dribbins pan.
Well, it's real good. Well,
Wim?
I mean, my spit's already in it. So can I just finish it off?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Well, you want to see me? You want me to turn around? I can.
No, whatever you choose to do. You are welcome in my house.
Oh, I should have.
Thank you
taken
for
my
all the
time
good
with that.
things you've offered us.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen and lady, this is my proposal. We wish to appropriate an elf from Nilfgaard and Novigrad. I propose that you let me do some scrying. We find out where he's being kept. We open a portal to where he's being kept, and we take him out. But on a side note about that, Dusa, do you still happen to have that writ from Calhalla?
Yes. Kept it.
Does it happen to have her seal affixed to it?
Yeah. Does it, Greg? Honestly,
It
there
bears
was
her
a signature.
It bears her signature, correct?
It's got her signature, so there's no doubt it was her.
Yeah, but her seal would have been so much more useful right now.
What better evidence of her guilt?
Well, no, I was going to recreate her seal and leave a letter in Nilfgaard and point Nilfgaard at Calhallo when we appropriate the self.
Just copy the signature.
Yeah, but it loses something when it doesn't have like a seal affixed to it. But I like that idea too.
Oh, so before we go rescue an elf, she'll swap to Elder Speech. Elder Speech, do you speak it?
I think we all do fluently.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
do we
Just checking.
all actually speak Elder Speech fluently?
I mean, we're all Nilfgaardian, and I think the only person who wasn't Nilfgaardian was Ezren.
You all did except for Ezren.
Yeah.
But Ezren
He spoke-
Ezren did as well, yeah. He
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wonderful.
So, to partake of anything you like, and she'll kind of go and turn to the bar and like open it and like pulling things out like she's gonna put wine on the table and go,
You just see Yannicka
Somebody-
doing this.
did somebody drink the rubbing alcohol?
That was rubbing alcohol? It didn't taste so bad.
Okay.
Says the man who spent half of his life imbibing toxins. Don't tell us
Yeah.
what tastes good.
Yeah, we should. You have more of that stuff?
I have things that taste a lot better than medicinal.
I look over to Ainfor and I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's Eris and Yannicka just doing the subtle head shake. No.
Yeah.
But probably not
I'll stick
if
to
we're
the
planning on.
potions.
Yeah, not if we're planning on what we're doing.
Yeah, no.
Why don't you all finish your meal? I'm going to
Yannicka-
go get my supplies, and then we can do some scrying.
Yannicka makes a large pot of tea in case anyone wants some.
well, actually, there was something. We've picked up a few bits along the way. And maybe last night I was taking into account everything we've lined our pockets with, and I was wondering if we might be able to brew some things up going into trouble.
Yeah.
And Ainfra looks at Eris and just breathes deeply and gestures for him to follow her.
Oh yeah.
And goes to the other door off the front room, to not the door to the outside, to outside the building, but this door off
Is
the
the one
front
we were
room.
told
Was
not
locked.
to go in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She goes and like pulls a set of keys from one of her pockets and opens it, and it's a surgeon's room and alchemist space.
Wow.
It's old, but it's there for you.
Nice.
Is it stocked?
That we have to convince Greg about.
Now, Greg,
Because we got a few potions from
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
probably
our merchant friends.
I don't know that you want what's in it. Like,
Huh?
she has some stocks, she has some supplies, but I don't know about this room.
I tell you what. Oh, roll me an alchemy.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I think we got a few potions from the merchants.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bag of stuff, and she'd like hand that to
Yeah.
Dusa and be like,
We can
"Also,
share
here's
this.
your armor."
I got
Also, here's your armor.
Thunderbolt.
19?
I'll let you know which one.
You good?
Full moon.
It has enough that it wouldn't be enough for like Yannicka. It's got some base things, but you know everything's got a shelf
and I've
life.
definitely followed, hearing like, oh, make some supplies. She's like, that's Witcher talk for potions, and she's like, come up behind them with her cup of tea, just like looking in.
Yannicka would notice that this room, although pristinely kept, the materials in it are old.
Right, you mentioned before that all of the stuff that was on the shelves was very old surgical equipment. I'm assuming everything in here would be old as well, and that's why I'm saying there's a half-life on any type
Yeah.
of,
Mm.
bandages, dry
Yeah, that
rot,
makes
there's things like that.
Well, I go through the things in our bag. We've got a little Aether, enough Quabreth, and a few other bits and pieces that.
And we also have all of the potions that Dusa asked me to buy from Ananias.
Full moon, thunderbolt, swallow, and Petri's filter.
What are you trying to make?
But we can make more, yeah.
A little black blood. We keep running into people. Well, it looks like more and more nowadays the monsters we are running into that we are cutting down stand on two legs as opposed to, well, other anatomy. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to, stack the deck in our favor a little bit.
Right.
Also, what about a potion and a cat?
Yeah, I got the formula for that if we want to make some.
I feel like that might come in handy, especially
Yeah.
if you split up.
See in the dark.
The collection and entire summary of all my formulas are currently resting at the bottom of a lake in Skellig, sir. I ain't gonna be.
That's
much
very
help.
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. That's one word for it. Fucking outrageous is another, but we'll get to that. Anyway,
Wim's gonna dig around and stuff. It's like, I got this broken plate from the place of power. I couldn't tell if anything was fucky with it, so
you got a. Oh, you mean right? You mean like a
Yeah.
plate, like a
It's-
serving platter. Right?
it's like
you don't.
pass by a place of power. So
Yeah. I just assumed you meant armor.
oh no, not this time.
Just a plate.
Just a plate.
I just start
That's
setting up
nice.
alchemical equipment while they're all talking. I'm
Alright.
just like turning on the little Bunsen
Is it-
burner, get everything ready.
Does
I'm just
anyone?
gonna assist.
mind us brewing at least one vial of black blood.
I think
Tell me how to make it.
Black
Let's
is a
do
great
that.
idea.
And
You do have
oh,
14 hours until the elf dies.
We need to.
okay.
How about? How,
I don't
how
like
about-
that countdown.
Greg, you're trying to guilt trip the wrong person.
And
I just do the
I very
facts.
much. I
14
very much
hours?
notice how that. I very much notice how that timeline jumped an hour in like 5 minutes. I see you, Greg.
Yeah.
Um.
Lady Varan, how long will it take you to scry this man? This elf?
My name's Ainfra.
Right. Right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, you were on a
habit.
whole spiel about that earlier.
Yeah.
My name is Ainfra. I was born in Magturga, and I graduated from Haratuza.
Your life
And-
history is not helping with our timeline.
In a few weeks from now, your name will change again. Go on.
Probably not. I can do the scry in 15 minutes. It will be better if I have assistance, purely just mostly to stand around and funnel extra assistance towards me.
Like
If you
encouragement,
can-
like a yeah, you can do it.
No, more along the lines of is if you can hold things and hand them to me at the right time, then it dissipates the amount of magic that I have to focus through and makes it easier to cast.
All right,
I'd
let's
say
do that.
it's like cooking, but Wim won't understand that reference given the fact that he just drained an entire vat of duck fat. So,
Cooking's
I'm-
hard.
And duck
Fine,
fat
help
has a lot of unwritten health benefits, so fuck off.
It does. It's got the good cholesterol.
you wouldn't know about the written ones, would you? So let's move on past that.
All right.
I think that's a great idea for scrying and doing a little bit of reconnaissance, but I will also point out that going into a Nilfgaardian prison is a very fucking stupid idea.
Well, I can brew some extra hangman's venom.
I mean, I kind of did it a lot. But
Thanks. I appreciate the help.
I
We're just gonna
apologize.
go-
I didn't know I was supposed to be helping you. Blame Ezekon on that one.
It's a bit late for that, so
I mean,
Right.
he probably can still hear you. I've cursed him frequently and rage at him frequently and cry about it. But yes, I understand. I apologize. I was not able to also open doors to you.
that's fine. I don't care. It's done. My point is, it's a very bad idea to try and go stealing prisoners off
Maybe
Nilfgaard.
he's not in the prison.
All right.
Well, then let's find out.
Find out. And I mean, that was my plan about leaving a note signed by the Magus Regional of the North that they had appropriated this particular prisoner.
I might be able to make that a little bit more convincing.
Do tell.
Greg, question.
Sure.
My armor. Actually, no. Never mind that. No, I don't know. That's not something I want. That's not a thread I want to pull at. Never mind.
Okay.
Back. I
Yes.
thought about it. So that was a weird moment. Aris had a line, and I reached it, and I didn't know what to do with myself. Never come to a line before.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, in which case, can we brew some stuff up and then go
Yep.
have a peek, and then
How long does that take brewing? Is it time consuming? as well?
there's a specific different time for everything. Black blood takes
Oh, I see.
Half hour.
Okay.
half hour.
That's
I've
fine.
heard.
I leave you all fine folks to doing that. I'll start pulling things that I need and get ready. And then when you are done, if you're willing to just kind of stand around and possibly be slightly more than looking decorative, I can do some scrying. I also have some questions about Kel and her. I have some questions. And she would go off towards her rooms to start pulling together what she needs
Yeah, the
for her
preps, the
supplies.
ingredients and stuff. Yeah.
So
All
what,
right,
are
someone give me a recipe.
what are you brewing? Let me know, and we can decide time-wise.
It is black blood. Is the only thing I'm putting forward because it uses the least amount of the materials that we have the most of, and also is you can ingest it and you can coat it on blades. So I'm all for
Nice.
that.
Okay. I think the cat formula is a good idea too, in case it's nighttime or we're in a dark place or whatever.
And
In case we got to
I
do
think-
stealth.
I know I split the single, like the one thing of Hangman's Venom between the three of us. I think it'd be a good idea to top that off.
Yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah, that'd be amazing.
So time-wise, what are we looking at then? If it's a half hour for black blood,
Yeah.
do you guys have the list
I
up?
mean-
I mean, I can definitely look.
I have the list up. Black blood's a half hour. Cat's a half hour.
Does Einfra need all of us? Because we
Hangman's,
could kind
it's
of
15
work
minutes for
in
Hangman's.
parallel.
Yeah, if I mean, she only needs 3 out of 4, or if she
I
prefer
mean,
all
I can.
4.
I will take whoever shows up. I'm just saying, max 4 is a good thing for
Yeah.
ritual casting.
Wow.
But I
Well-
can take whoever
With-
shows up.
With this, I mean, can you hold off an hour? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, what I have to do
just
takes
make
less
sure we
time.
don't. Yeah.
Does
because
someone
also-
tell Yannicka or give her a recipe to make something?
Yeah,
Yeah,
black blood.
so
Cat
I'll
formula.
give you the formula
Black
to
blood.
hang.
Or the Hangman's Venom? Okay,
Yeah. Cat. I'll give you the cat.
cool.
I'll gladly
Okay.
help.
I feel like that cat's gonna be clutch.
Oh.
All right.
Hmm.
Someone else can be brewing as well, because it's a full
Yeah.
lab, so I imagine 2 of us can brew at the same time.
I'll help you.
Okay, I'll do black blood first. Alchemy check +2.
I'll try the cat.
28.
A half hour later, the black blood is made.
Oh no,
Ah,
that's
yeah,
bad.
It was. She's got a headache a bit.
Okay, and then I was handed Hangman's Venom too, so she'll just whip that out.
Yeah, right at the end of Black Blood, when you're finishing up, you realize that the smell of the cat potion that is being made, it's everything smelled right about it. And they always say it's at the very end that the potions go bad during the process, and you smell something burning. Liquids aren't supposed to burn unless something is terribly wrong. And there was a burning, almost like somebody left eggs too long on a skillet.
See
no.
Dusa distracted, staring into empty space.
Your potion's on fire.
Great son.
Roll alchemy again, and we'll see if you can save any of it, Dusa.
Or do I just kick him out of the way? Like, no, let me fix it.
the person working on it has to do it. So.
Oh my god!
Oh my
It just
gosh.
never ends. It's a
Okay,
never-ending
so
fumble.
Dusa, you
That was a double fumble.
right.
Here we go.
So
Oh.
Dusa, you reach for it as you see everything going on, and it's almost that like, oh shit, and you just reach for it instinctively, not because you forgot, but you grab it and realize that, you know, it's baking as you're doing this. And so it's one of those, well, shit, and you drop it and it shatters across the floor. Everyone in the house would hear breaking glass.
That's great. Okay,
Usually way better at this.
You should-
Sorry.
you should clean that up. I'm just gonna stand over here and make a 15-minute Hangman's Venom. +2, 25.
And the hangman's venom is made.
And I imagine by that point he's cleaned up.
Yeah, he's pretty quick. He's pretty
You
quick.
should get to the scrying.
Did you want to try to make the cat? It'll take an additional 30 minutes, if successful. Or 30 minutes, if it's not.
Right. No. Unless, like, we'll see how this scrying goes if we think we might need it.
Yeah, that's why I said we should go
You think I should take the 30 minutes?
I think we should scry first. See what
Sorry?
kind of conditions.
Can Wim aid Dusa
I can
in
try it.
alchemy? Like, can I provide a bonus to his roll with a roll of mine, perchance?
I don't need help.
Yeah, bullshit.
It'd help if you just wouldn't fumble.
I just got 19. All right. Is that acceptable?
Okay,
Is
so
everybody happy?
after rage alchemy, Dusa is able to
And if he's gonna spend the extra 30 minutes to rage alchemy, I'm gonna whip out another alchemy. I'm gonna whip out an alchemical
definitely-
adhesive.
He's raging, cursing himself.
I love the idea that he's not even like got it on like a burner or anything.
23.
just
He's got an
glaring at it until
apron
it
on.
boils.
Little
Right.
apron. He's got Apron's apron on.
Yep, you are. Everyone has succeeded, and you have a little.
And wives' tears. I have enough time for that because I had to feed Dusa one. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
You didn't have to. You just.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Nobody-
such a good
nobody-
wives' tears potion. Oh,
I
man.
just say 38
Uh,
wives' tears potion.
Dusa, you would notice that the apron that you are wearing is definitely much bigger than would fit Ainfra.
Oh, really?
I don't need an apron.
Whose apron is this?
I rolled 38s in
Ezekon was
alchemy
shit
checks.
at alchemy.
I don't spill anything.
Well, maybe
That's
he's
why he
good at
needed an
cooking.
apron.
He was in. He was in there like the
Maybe it was for
Swedish
both of
chef.
them.
Yeah,
I'm great at eating. That's why I don't need a bib.
yeah. Ezekon was like the Swedish chef. You're York, York, you're York, York. And he just,
Uh-huh.
you're. Yeah. Okay. So
I hope someone clipped that.
Then we go to Ainfra an hour later.
So I'm gonna go up and offer my services to Ainfra the second the black blood is done. So if one person is enough, I don't know if it is. If not, then
It's all of us.
No, I mean anyone is useful. Anyone is useful.
Hmm. 30 minutes for one, or an hour and 5 minutes for 4.
She's probably taking her time and setting things out. And if like Eris comes up, he would see her like in her rooms. She's left the door open, and behind the wooden screen, she's kind of pulling things out, and she's stopped and looking at a pile of ingredients and just looking at it for a minute. And you see this look on her face like, I could do this. And she shakes her head and closes things away and pulls things up. Yes.
mind if I join you?
There's
no.
something I should tell you maybe before we begin about
yeah.
Novigrad. Me and Ezekon went there a few years ago to investigate the death of a Witcher, and found out it was a cover-up. That someone had killed this Witcher, but it was covered up. So I think the authorities there might not be too friendly. Just a guess.
It's Novigrad. I'm assuming they're going to stab me on sight. Sorry. Eris, would you, and she'll like hand you a bunch of like small pouches and bags and little ingredient things. Take those downstairs. We'll do this downstairs. And she'll pull from a drawer a large silver basin that's like shallow but wide, like a formal pasta bowl. If you've ever actually seen one, it's like 12 inches or 16 inches across, but not deep. Let's go downstairs and do this down there. We'll have more room, and I don't need everybody in my business. And she'll set up in the main room at the main table. Start setting things up there.
Okay. What do you
Aris
do?
will help until the others turn up,
Yep.
while they're doing alchemy and stuff.
All right. So if you will stand, and she'll like start putting people at cardinal directions, and hand Yannicka chalk and be like, if you could just mark here and here and here where they're standing, more along the lines that she trusts Yannicka to actually be helpful and trusts the Witchers to not mess things up. And then she'll use ritual casting to scry current time. Important point on this one. Current time on Khalid of Rhilestilen, and where, knowing that he is supposed to be executed by Nilfgaard in Novigrad at this hour.
Roll me that check.
25.
How long does the spell last?
It's 10 rounds to cast. Duration.
Pretty sure it's just a constant until you.
I can keep putting vigor into it, so it's a constant duration.
Okay. What's your vigor? But for you, it's not stamina based. You're able to just kind of apply it for as long as you need.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's two stamina for an extra 2 rounds.
You get to about 10 stamina, and you have not found Ezekon of Rhilestilen in Novigrad. But you feel a pull to the east. But only at the very end. Do you allow yourself to go?
She would. She trusts her magic. She trusts herself. She knows.
Roll again, please.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing the thing. Doing the thing.
Do we see this at all?
I don't know how it would manifest, and I'll obviously leave that up to Prax, but this is way longer than you have seen this type of magic take place before, because you all have experienced it with her. With the exception of Yannicka, you all have seen her use this hydromancy before. This is 10 times longer, and so whether that's reflective on the physical bearing or if there's perspiration, that's entirely up to Prax, but time-wise, this is way too long.
I just think this is normal.
Would a moment of, like, as long as I don't move out of position, would me moving my arms throw off your spell at all?
No, it's more about the fact that I'm pulling you for existence, and as long as you choose to, whatever you choose to do, as long as you don't break my concentration.
Okay. I'm going to take a scarf and I'm going to wrap it around my face.
Don't
I look at
worry.
him like, how's he cold in here? Like, just...
Is there something wrong?
I mean,
Would Wim be able to roll something to kind of discern why, to cut through your like physical actions to figure out why you're doing that?
Roll a human perception.
Me? to discern why I'm doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe human perception will help.
Oh, no, with Eris, I thought you were going after what Ainfer was doing. No,
No. Yeah,
Okay.
I leave that up to
Can
Josh.
I roll one on infra?
Yeah.
Because Zeus is worried.
I think everything's fine. I'm just gonna say.
Worried.
Everybody's like
Eris
staring
must be
like
cold.
everybody's staring like gunfighters at each other, and Yannick is like, "What's
Trying
going
to
on?"
puzzle her out.
Witchers are weird. Must be the magic.
true statement.
Human perception. Oh. Yeah. empathy.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
Everything looks good.
Zeus is looking at a brick wall.
Great.
Yeah.
Anything I can
Never
pick up
understood infra.
Would that be a roll for Aris as well? Human perception. Figure out why he's covering his face with a scarf.
Aris is not in the middle of a ritualistic magic spell, so I leave that up to two of you to either RP or we can roll off.
I mean, I'm covering my features.
And okay.
You can ask me if you want, but I don't know what's going to break her concentration, so I'm not saying anything at the moment.
He's gonna like and look over at you like
Like, I just gesture.
Cut it out, you two.
Thanks.
Deucer speaks, spell just explodes.
We're not supposed to
No,
speak?
it takes it would take a shit longer for something like that to break my concentration.
So like Wim is gonna kind of
This is taking
Put-
too long.
put an arm in front of his face and then hold his hand up.
Alrighty, let's roll the additional
Mhm.
roll.
Oh, fumble.
You can't,
Oh
yeah, you can't. There's no way we can help more than we're helping. Okay.
no, we're
No,
helping.
you are. You're actually doing a lot right now for my fumble. For this, because guess what you all did? What the heck did it do? Okay, it didn't roll. Fuck! Oh, it rolled it twice.
We'll take the first one.
Even with what you see is that there's an explosion of magic that kind of shocks Ainfra out of the bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to happen?
No, it's gonna get worse.
Did you find him?
Oh,
No, it's gonna get worse.
hold on a
I don't
sec.
think we're gonna get a conversation here, guys. I don't think this is that kind of situation.
Yeah. I'm
Nope.
sorry, I was busy looking up.
Magic fumbles.
I'm looking up a table. I need you all
Can I take a
to.
potion
I
first?
won! Damn it, I won!
I won. Oh, well, you can always try again.
Everybody roll me a
I
dodge.
can.
Everybody roll a dodge escape, please.
Please.
I didn't explode it!
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I didn't explode it!
This is not very
Do
professional.
you knew the DC?
Yeah!
What was
The
it?
DC is set. I think it's
The
15.
DC is set. The DC is 15.
I got 21.
And
Right, for a scry that doesn't have anything in.
Oh.
You were redirected, and I asked you if you wanted to go with it.
fine.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
But I didn't explode my focus. That's all I care about.
No, your focus did not explode.
That's
Oh. I wasn't expecting it.
Is that meant to happen? Straight in the face, like
Oh.
full.
yes, but I crit. Oh, hello.
Oh.
38.
Everybody that got below a 20,
Yeah.
aim for roll me a d10.
Oh,
I
no.
did not get
What?
below 20.
9. Great. Sorry, y'all.
It's just me, because I
Okay.
fumbled.
Okay, Greg.
Is
I
that
have no
supposed to
idea
happen?
how bad this is gonna happen, but I rolled a without it being a crit. I rolled a 31 on my dodge. Can I try and drag Yannicka out of the way as well?
Sure, yeah.
I'll make another roll if need be.
No. I like the idea. Is Yannicka the only one that failed here? Okay. Yeah, I'll allow you to do this. The only thing that I will ask from you is 5 stamina points.
Done.
Oh.
You're able to grab, and all of you kind of, with reflexes that are born from chemical augmentation and years of hellish training, or the idea that, oh fuck, that's not what the spell's supposed to do, as all of you
That's
dive in.
supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yannicka gets ripped back as you all hear the crackle of newly formed, almost as if you are in the deep woods and you hear a tree split because it's frozen, and it has that unearthly kind of crack as timber is rent from water frozen inside its core. And as you all look up, kind of blooming off the top of the table in a perfect array of spikes that seem to reach out to needle-like points, razor's edged, it almost disappears when you turn. The fractals here of this giant kind of snowflake as it is frozen in a splinter of explosion, and it just cracks a bit as the heat begins to touch it.
Guessing that's not supposed to happen then.
No, that's not happening.
It's nice.
Everyone roll awareness, though.
Regular awareness or magical training awareness?
Regular awareness.
Oh my god, what's gonna attack us? Jesus.
No, it's
Here's on it.
21.
33.
Oh, 16.
22.
I forgot to add my +2.
Eris, it is you that sees it first, followed by an order in which you kind of noticed all of this. But as you are looking inside this explosion of ice that blooms off the top of the table, you see an image, as if frozen, superimposed, and still. It's difficult to look at because of how it bounces in dimension and 3 dimension. One angle's kind of higher. The depth perception takes a moment, but as you walk around the table, it's almost as if they line up perfectly, these elevated and depressed bits of ice, and as they hit that perfect sweet spot, you see almost like a painting of a prison in Oxenfurt named Derade.
Is there anyone looking out of this?
With a 31,
33.
I'm sorry. With a 33, as you see this now in this perfectly lined up shot, you're able to creep closer and maintain the integrity of this aligned picture, and you can see Redanian troops marching a very old-looking elf into the prison.
That is a Nilfgaard.
That isn't Novigrad.
That elf is old.
Here, if you stand here, and she'll like kind of pull Yannick and like kind of turn her so that you see the like the hidden image thing.
Just lose focus, and then
So you all see that too? I was just wondering if it's just me. Okay, great. That makes me feel better.
what happened? I kind
I
of looked
touch
at
it.
Infra, not like just like anything. Can you tell us? Is it?
I mean, aside, can I guess? Can I roll a magical training to guess what happened?
What was your awareness, Aim for 21?
Yeah.
As you're looking at this still picture that shows this very old elf being taken into the prison, your eyes begin to detect there's moat. Whether it's at first you thought it was the ice, but then you realize that just the area around here is almost tinged with blue. You see that there is a almost like a pale, not necessarily a phosphorescence. It's duller than that. It's just almost like a subtle lens, like a baby blue subtle gel that's been put over everything. And you have seen this before. It is a city ensorcelled with dimeritium.
Oh.
She gestures angrily and and just like wishes she could shatter, but she doesn't want to shatter it yet. And she goes, "So they put dimeritium around the goddamn fucking city."
Huh.
Oh well. When do we leave?
Bastards.
And with that, I will let you know that in 11 and a half hours, an elf is to meet their fate. But we'll figure that out in 5 minutes after we take our break. Everybody, please go hydrate yourselves and meet us back here in 5 as we decide exactly what's going to happen with the rest of Witcher Family of Wraiths. Be right back, friends. Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break as the crew is planning a heist. The heist, of course, for the life of this elf they've never met. Let's, everybody, get closer as we dive into the discussions among the group. Friends?
So we're all agreed. We cursed the entire city,
Yeah.
killing
Poison the water supply.
countless, poison the water supply.
That's how I spent all this
With
time
Begatic.
making alchemy.
We
Yes,
need to
with
make a
Begatic.
point.
I mean, I've definitely, I have only officially cursed one person that I intended to.
So, they have Demiridium around the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So, you know that shiny bauble that Aris carries around? That blue meteorite?
He legerdemains it into his hand and just.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
took it out of the fire.
Yeah. That and magic don't get along. Demiridium and magic is painful as fuck.
Alright.
But some of us are trained and learned. And on occasion, we go through things that those asshole frat boys at Bernard would never even conceive. And we learn how to overcome.
She's resisted torture by Demiridium, is what she's saying.
All right.
Okay.
So, what's gonna win? You or it? And this is not an ego time. I have no time for that. Straight up.
If I don't die in the casting, me.
Right. Well, if you do die in the casting,
It's not my fault.
if you do die in the casting, I don't go north anytime soon. I don't go.
I know.
And, yeah. So
I have a.
I'm not
so
about
no.
that.
Is there another way?
If you want to go riding into Oxenfurt and break into a city and then break into a prison, all public and obvious like that.
It doesn't have to
No.
be public nor obvious. We just go in at night, a few cat potions.
But we can't
We don't
get
have
there.
a few cat potions, remember?
That's right.
Aris does not laugh.
Yannicka definitely gives like a.
Make more. I'm just saying. Be sure
Master
Yeah,
you
can
try-
you
Win.
make some more?
Somebody
we get
died
you-
for this.
If we get you past the Demiridium,
Well, the plan is to actually open the portal here, around it, and punch my way through it, circling. I'm assuming it's not throughout every building in the city, because shit, that'd be expensive.
Is there even that much Demiridium? Like,
I don't think that would exist.
okay?
No,
let-
not a
Not really.
Demiridium.
So, you specifically are looking to keep track of us so you can open a portal to us, right? So if one of us was there, would it be easier for you to bypass the Demiridium?
Theoretically, yes. Because I always know where you are. Doesn't always work, though.
So if I were to get inside, I could help you punch a hole through this.
DM, can I roll magical training to confirm this before I say yes to Eris's plan?
Sure.
– 27.
You're confident.
I'm confident that if I had Eris there, I could even be even better about putting that hole in the Demiridium.
You're confident that you could open one inside what is potentially viewed on the ice image as a city shrouded in the substance. Now, maintaining all bets are off with, again, never in the history of the world has there been enough Dimeridium to enshroud a city, even one as small as Oxenfurt. Something's at foot here, something's working, but it's definitely Dimeridium. You're just not sure how it's being done. It doesn't appear to convey that information in the image that you've seen in the ice.
So how is it usually used to shroud?
Usually it's physical contact with a mage. It's usually
Like
worn,
shackles.
shackles,
Yeah.
chains, things like that. They're just draped in
Dust.
it, and yeah, it's kryptonite. You know,
Meridian bombs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dimeridium bombs send out dust, so that's inhaled, and that's real nasty
That's
shit.
nasty. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Can you get me to the outskirts easily?
To the outskirts of where I see the Meridian,
Yeah.
the city. Yes, that's almost a no-brainer.
Right.
And she'll kind of turn and side-eye at Wim. It's like, are you okay with this?
I don't know about this, Aris. I mean, you're wanted by the Empire.
Then he goes like, first off, that would require casting 2 portals, correct? Once for Eris to get outside the city, and then once again for when Eris is in the city, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that something you can do?
Yeah, I can
Give her
take the
to
time.
rest in between.
I can take the time it takes Aris to
Take
get
me
into the
time to
city.
get to- It'd give her time to rest in between. It'd give time to recoup her strength, and it would take me some time to get into position.
Don't.
This is a plan. This is not the plan. I'm making some fucking suggestions here, alright? I know what I'm good at, but it would mean I was going alone, because there's no way any of you lot would be able to tag along.
But if it goes south, and it might go south, there's no safety. There's no
There
coming
is.
back.
There is.
What?
It's
I
about
know.
it's about 9 p.m. You've got a good 10 hours.
Okay.
Such a dick.
Is everybody okay with going against the Empire here?
I mean, I've gone against the Empire much more
It's not,
publicly.
we're not
and
going against the Empire. This is Redania.
I mean, it's
I thought
effectively
that-
ridiculous.
Yeah, but
He's not
the
in
writ
Nilfgaard.
against him is from the Empire, right?
Yeah, but who cares? It's Redania, and I'm pissed at Radovid, and really, Kelhollow
Who
is
isn't?
fucking around with that one.
I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm an outlaw there.
Wim, if you're concerned, I'd know. If he gets in trouble, I'd know.
I can shake a tail pretty fucking quick, and also Oxenfurt is surrounded by water. Surrounded by water.
yes.
Fucking hell. So
Well, I didn't know where you were going with this. I'm sorry. I needed a
it
little
is
bit more.
easier for me.
Surrounded by
of all
Dimeridium
people,
too,
to slip
apparently.
Yes, it is, but it
Hmm.
is also easier to slip away from me.
'Cause you don't
The only
breathe.
thing I'm worried about is whether or not my partner in crime would be able to.
You mean the Wraith you carry around? By the way, I have not yet been introduced to her. I think that's something
Excuse
that you're
me.
overlooking.
Yeah.
What?
So,
It's not a healthy thing, but it's up to you, man.
Sorry, did someone say Wraith carrying around?
Yeah, it's a thing, and I've yet been introduced, and so I don't know if I'm supposed to address the lady or not. And she kind of like has this side conversation with Yannicka.
And this whole time, everyone's been talking. Yannika's just been like throwing a word in here and there, but she's been studying the picture, moving around different facets and angles, just poking it sometimes.
Greg, would I be able to roll maybe a Witcher training to know if Meridium would be something that would like halt tears?
Sure.
If she was like within. I am going to put some luck into this because
Yeah.
there are some things. So
Stakes are high.
That is a 20. That is abysmally bad.
You think it's best if she would stay hidden within you.
Okay. As long as I'm not breathing it in, I should be fine, but if need be, I'd ask that she's watched over here.
She's welcome in my house. We all are.
Is he possessed?
No.
Yeah, kind of.
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
I don't know.
Well, then okay, fine.
We're not doing this now.
Elements of this seem great. You going in there by yourself with your skill set seems great. But splitting up is not great. So weighing the two options, it's almost better to teleport us all outside the city and we all find a way in. Because we're in closer proximity in case someone needs help.
Oxenfurt, 3 witches, an elf, and a mage walking into Oxenfurt with Dimeridium surrounding the fucking city.
Still better than one witcher. One
That's
lone
right.
witcher.
If it's one lone witcher, they are hunting one person who can run without worrying about where everyone else is, who can hide. It's easier for one person to hide than it is for the 5 of us. It's also easier for me to slip away. I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm saying it's the best idea I've got, and so far no one's given me a better alternative. And in case you haven't noticed, time is going suspiciously fast at the moment.
Yeah.
Suspiciously fast. Like,
Yeah, it's like
Right?
4 hours, like 6
Daylight
hours have
savings
passed.
time.
Must
And
be
it's
that
only
old
been
man.
1 hour and a half.
You think
I-
daylight
I-
savings time is bad? Elven saving time is fucking
It's
brutal.
worse.
You
Tell
all
me
still
about it.
have you all still have 9 hours. What are you worried about?
Oh my god.
what
16 candles.
I might.
instead of just putting Oris outside of Oxenfurt, we all go outside of Oxenfurt. Oris will get into the cell. We
We
teleport
can all wait in, like the
from
tree line.
from the outside of Oxenfurt into the cell.
Because then
I agree.
we have to come through, and then we are outside the city. That's it. That's the link, is from outside the city to inside the cell. Which means when we get back, we leave, we're still outside the city, and Aimfro is unlikely to be able to just port us back home super fast. Which means we're potentially on the run, sleeping in the rough, with a prisoner who's probably malnourished, who probably isn't able to be on the run. It's going to need medical treatment, and where are we going to provide any of this?
Can you
I'm
make
not
a
gonna
third?
go.
Can you make a third portal?
That's a 3rd fucking portal now.
Theoretically, yes.
And theoretically
to-
isn't good enough.
No, the theoretical is how much time do I have to breathe in between? How many people are chasing me? How many times is the DM gonna fuck with me?
I don't think any of us should be going in there alone.
And here's my answer. You have 2 options. You let me, speaking as the person who has to do the hard part here, you have 2 options. I put Eris outside of Oxenfurt, or I punch a hole through the Stymeridium into that elf's cell. Kelid, I believe is his name.
Mhm.
And you then can fight about it then, because it is a shit ton easier to maintain that spell once it's created.
I like the
Don't you
second
really
option. If
Like
it
the
doesn't work
second
out, we can just
option.
stab our way out.
Second option seems much more fit.
It's
Keeps us
fast.
all together.
How are we going to break your shackles? How are we
We
going to
need
get
a-
immobile?
Don't need to break them. We just
I get some tools here somewhere. You got some hammer.
There are
chisel?
lockpicks in the bottom left-hand drawer.
Nice.
Well, I'm not
Hammer,
exactly
chisel?
used to picking locks. And
Just take a hammer and chisel.
we've got, 10 seconds.
Is there?
No. If I do it right, you don't have to actually go. I'm gonna put the damn thing next to him, and
Wim is going to look at Ainfra. You got a metal bar anywhere around here that I could borrow?
yeah, I'm sure there's like tools in the kitchen.
He's
I
gonna
go get
into
the
kitchen.
lockpicks.
He's
I'm
I'll go
not
dig around in
awful
the
at it.
shed.
Wim's gonna go into the kitchen and find either a thick pan, a long metal bar, anything resembling like a prison bar that you might have in your kitchen, and bring it back to the group.
I'm sure there's like a rolling pin or like a really big metal sculabast, not scupino, like ladle.
It won't be thick enough to
No,
demonstrate.
it's not not very far.
Like a cauldron ladle almost.
If we reckon we can do this and move sharp, then fine.
I think we can. I think this is the best option
Yeah, let's do
at the
that.
moment.
All right. I will strip down my my gear, travel light, keep my throwing knives very close to my within easy reach. And how many uses do you get out of black blood?
One.
So you can coat one weapon.
Two small blades or one long blade?
I will coat two blades with black blood.
Wait till you're like ready to go through the portal because it only lasts 20
Oh
rounds.
yeah. Okay.
Also, who is going to be coming through last?
I'm going through first.
No. I mean, when you're coming back, who's last? Tell me this
Why?
now.
Why?
Me.
Because if I wait 10 extra seconds and let them come through, then I can cut another guy's head off. And it's Rodania, so don't feel bad. But if you're also coming through hot, then I know who is last, and I can cut them into pieces, and you won't have that problem.
If we're being chased, let me come in last.
No, you need to carry him.
I'll throw him.
You can rip him through. You can rip him through, and you can carry him.
I'll come in last.
I'll come in last because if it gets
I won't be
shaky,
last.
I can get out.
Now, listen. Arrows could be coming at us. Knives could be coming at us.
It's gonna
I'm
be one
best
of these three
equipped
witchers.
to take any sort of damage.
Just
coming
count.
in
Just
from
go
behind.
1, 2, done.
Well,
Yeah,
my-
that's
You
what I'll
can
do.
carry a body.
Okay.
I can withstand.
We figured it out.
several
Let's
arrows.
just. We're good. We're gonna do a head count. We're gonna go. Oh, it's not a witcher. 1 witcher, 2 witcher, 3 witcher. Close.
That's right. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Um,
Will our signs work there? Do you think, Ainfra?
all right.
Witchers are unaffected by Dimeridium,
By
according to the
Dimeridium.
book
Okay.
and the games.
What book?
So,
What book are you talking about?
the rule book of the witcher.
The book by John of Bruges. The
I'm
book
not
by
familiar.
John of Bruges. You didn't read that? There's a copy, and I know that there was a copy. Kerster,
Sure.
and
Why
I-
don't we just spend an hour reading the book of Jonathan Bruges? I'm
I've
sure
got,
the
I've got
DM
the
will wait for
edit
us.
by I've got the edit by Robert Telsorian.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's.
You've got 8 hours. I mean, you could definitely read for it.
Oh my god.
Well, now that we know,
Ainfra is
It's like
going
being
to.
in a taxi.
Ainfra will turn to you all and say, "Give me an hour to set everything up correctly, because we know exactly how much time we have."
Uh-huh.
Greg, how many hours does that translate into?
To set up?
Hmm.
Well, you've got 7, so you should be able to use it.
Okay,
my
fine.
God.
5, 7, and she said she was resting. She's going to take that rest.
Okay, you're going to take it down to like an hour before execution time? You're going to rest for... How long are you going to rest?
I know.
Like 2 hours before execution time, because Ainfra doesn't. She would turn to you and say, "I don't think we want to go in right in the middle of think about guard shifts, right? You want to.
Yeah.
You don't want to have. You want them to be thinking. Okay, fine.
They're an army.
Then we'll go.
They have an early morning stand too.
I would.
For
Yeah,
this
okay, fine.
exact
Let's go.
fucking reason.
Let's
This
go.
is an established military tactic, so they counter it.
Fine. Let's go. And oh,
I
here.
can't
and she'll
wait for us to just get there, and Greg's like, he's not even shackled. You just take him through. We're like,
Exactly. It's one of those things.
Anfra will also hand you the 2 heads. Just leave these behind for you. So if Kel goes looking for them, she ends up in Oxenford.
yeah, someone else can handle that.
I'll take those heads.
One of them's an ice cube. One of them's a lot worse looking.
This is quite interested in these.
Okay, so you're going to open the portal close to the elf. That's the plan, right? That's the first
Yes.
step one of
That's
the
the
multi-step
only
plan,
plan.
right?
Step 1 of the
One
multi-step plan.
Okay.
And so, okay, we're midday. Okay, good. All right.
Yep. We're in the middle of the night now. We're getting closer to night.
If
fine.
it's
Oh,
2
yeah?
hours before, you're a little bit. I'll give you 15 minutes. You're a little bit before 5 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Cat potion time then.
She takes both staves in her hand and glances around, like looks around her front room, is like, oh, we're gonna make this a mess, aren't you? And I'm going to roll this first because that's important. 28, thank you. And then I'm gonna cast a spell for a standing portal. For 30.
Okay. So as you all prepare, and as the portal begins to spin with that kind of Doctor Strange-esque comet trail that opens up, you see the always darkest before the Oxenford dawn. But Ainfra, you feel almost a sluggishness as soon as you kind of pierce into the Dimeridium. You can feel your spell working. You can feel yourself succeed in the spell. But the spell itself takes a little longer to fully cast than it normally would. It's like elements of it are taking twice as long. The process just grows to about double the time. But whenever the portal and the world beyond is revealed from this room in your home, you see the nighttime in Oxenford, but you are not in a prison. You are just outside of the prison. And I would like everybody who is looking through the portal to roll me an awareness check.
Oh.
21.
I am too busy.
You would
21.
win both. Oh, Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay,
Hey, Ainfra, it's you and me. Medusa, we all got 21s.
I'm too busy just thinking how I told you all.
Ainfra, Dusa, and Yannicka, as you look through the portal and as it begins to kind of coalesce around you and the image becomes crisper, you can see at first almost like they're running through a dream. You see a good dozen black-clad figures as they are running down the bridge that connects the prison to Oxenford proper. As you see them running, you begin to hear bells going off as these shrouded figures are carrying 2 prisoners. They are garbed in the same stark white that prisoners wear, but they have hoods drawn, and you see them reach the edge of this bridge as one group breaks to the left, taking a prisoner towards the docks. One breaks to the right, leading up the hill and presumably the northern gate of Oxenford. And then your portal coalesces and you see the world beyond shift into full speed as these people begin to move off in different directions. Alarm bells are going off, and with the awareness and Dusa, Ainfra, and Yannicka, you figure out how they are doing what they're doing with the Dimeridium, much like one would a slurry pool, or if someone wanted to soak something, putting the base element in water and then dipping wood into the water. There are bonfires everywhere in the city, casting Dimeridian-soaked smoke from Dimeridian-soaked lumber. And there's also a candle in every window, presumably made from similar wax. Radovid does not like mages.
Have I mentioned that I hate Radovid?
Yeah, no, he's the worst.
Hey, as we're watching this, can I do a crazy thing, Greg?
You're watching and casting a spell, so the spell would fail if you stopped it.
This is true.
Okay, so there was 2 prisoners, and they're each being led in different directions.
Correct.
Can we tell, based on build, height, form, which one is the guy we're looking for?
You would have had you hit the DC.
Okay, I just had to ask.
Yep.
Hop through. Portal was open.
Hey, no, wait.
Okay, fine.
Greg, one quick question. Greg, do these look like witch hunters or Redanian asshole knights of the White Rose?
They are
Or
dark clad.
Scoia'tael?
They certainly
dude.
look like Scoia'tael.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and she'd look at Yannicka as like, I'm holding this for you.
Yeah, you gotta go through. She got friends. We're good. Or potential friends. There's elves here.
Okay. Finally, Aris is aware of the situation because he's been oblivious up until now with his 10.
In 10 seconds, when we'll get it.
Yeah.
Wim'll
watching
hop
this with
through.
cat eyes now.
You see the
We'll
2
hop
different
through behind
groups
Yannicka.
moving away. They are proceeding as you all are sitting there looking through the portal. I need to ask you this right now, my friends. The planning phase is over. What do you do?
Left or right? And I, as Yannicka said, they were elves. I looked at Yannicka, say left or right.
There's one heading towards the north gate. Where was the other one headed again?
The docks proper.
The docks proper. By boat's gonna be harder to track later than by land, so she'll the boat direction.
I'll go in the other direction.
Okay, Yannicka going left. That would means Eris is going right.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else?
Wim will go right.
Also, generally the direction that a lot of the Scoia'tael are going, hopefully one of them spotted it.
Okay.
I mean, they're splitting up, aren't they?
Yeah,
They
they might be.
They have
Yeah,
split up,
cool.
yes.
And they each have a prisoner.
Correct.
With a hood over their head, so no one who's chasing them can tell who's got the real. Cool.
So I'll go left then.
Okay, so Yannicka and Dusa and Eris and Wim.
All right.
Quaff some swallow.
You all begin to run. I would like you all then to... Let's see. What do I want you all to roll? Here it is. You burst out and attempt to gain some speed. Endurance?
That'd be endurance.
I'm gonna try to be stealthy a bit though.
Okay, if you're going for stealth instead of speed, roll stealth. If you're going for quickness and just catching up, roll me some endurance.
I'm not in the wilderness. I'm just gonna go for endurance.
Sneaky sneak.
Sneaky sneak.
What? Where's endurance under?
It should be body, right? Isn't it?
Yes, it's under body.
Oh yeah.
28.
Yannicka, you blast out.
It's 19.
30, actually. I forgot to add my 2.
Right.
Oh yeah, 21.
So, sticking with team left first, Ainfra, you would see Dusa and Yannicka split off and head to the left. Yannicka moving at full speed. And as soon as you enter, using earlier awareness rolls, as soon as you enter into the atmosphere that is Oxenford, you would notice that there is an almost like a fuel or an oil type of smell that seems to be in the air. It seems as if every place has a fume to it. It's everywhere. It's coating everything. You can't imagine how the citizenry is, accepting this. They probably walk around with headaches the whole time. But it's completely over the entire city. And just as you run out, Dusa, you kind of slip out into the shadows. Eris, you slip out into the shadows. Wim, as you're like charging out, kind of mirroring the approach that Yannicka is taking, only this time breaking off and heading right, as the two groups begin to pull away from one another, going in opposite directions, and in turn drawing further away from the portal. As this is occurring, almost simultaneously, you would see the Scoia'tael produce what look like grapefruits, light them, and throw them into the air. And you would then see 25 square feet erupt into a flash burst of flame as goes off, as they are covering their tracks with igniting whatever vapor this is in the air. But alarms are going up everywhere throughout the city. And so with that being said, one person from team left and one person from team right, roll me initiative.
I guess I'll go for it.
I was gonna say, would you like to, or shall I?
I'll go for it.
Okay.
I would take
Nice.
17.
Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to put Eris first, followed by Wim, Dusa, and then followed by Yannicka. Eris, you and Wim are moving at... You see the lights flash through the air. You still are able to remain hidden, but they are not making... They're not trying to sneak away into the night. They're covering their tracks with fire. And you realize that to linger back is to run the risk of having to pass through these flames. They're going to catch. The city is going to be under a fire watch. What do you do?
I am going to try and catch up. And yeah, I want to be closer to them. I will do everything I can to make sure that, like, I mean, I'm not in heavy armor, so I clearly don't look like sort of a Redanian guard or anything like that. So yeah, I would like to try and like catch up and close the distance between them. I do have a very, very good run distance.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Are you gonna step out of stealth to do so? Are you going to just kind of abandon that to go max speed, or?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, I guess so. I will close in and try and just close the gap and see if I can like catch up to them. So I don't know. Can I athletics maybe?
Absolutely, because we've done this before where you basically parkour throughout the city. We can do that again if you'd like.
I will say yes to that, and I will do. Let's do. That's 22.
Okay, so as your brother, as Wim is running full steam kind of up the hill, you sneak out of your stealth, and you're able to kind of... There's always bridges throughout Oxenford, and so describe to us how you close the distance to both your brother and the people that are escaping.
he's going along and he sees sort of like a carving, an archway underneath one of these bridges, and there's like a moment where he's like probably goes to like slide under the bridge and then just thinks like, just got clean and just got new clothes, and technically they're not mine, and shit, and just he will like run up, leap into the air, and like he will just almost sort of like shoulder checks the edge of the railing of the bridge, but like rolls over it using the inertia, and trying to like, it basically just like rolls over the bridge, runs sort of the width of the bridge, gets to the other side, and just no arm vaults it, just both legs to the side, falls into a tuck and roll, and just keeps on sprinting.
Wim, you would see all of this as your brother. Again, whether or not this would marvel or impress Wim is completely up to you, Billy. But with a near godlike display of acrobatics, kind of emerges from the shadows, flips and rolls using every inch of his momentum, every bit of his body to gain. Wim, what do you do then as you see your brother kind of pacing to get to this group using everything he's got?
He's gonna think to himself, fucking show off. And he's going to like tap into the deep reserves of his philosophy is very short distances at a very fast pace, but he's going to try to increase his the distance that his legs are covering. So he's trying to generate more power and cover more ground. So he's like like a very fat Usain Bolt, just gonna try to maximize the truckage that he's plowing through Oxenford with.
A thick Usain Bolt, the freight train and the swallow. Let's do this. Roll me. I'll take body, since what you're doing is basically just gaining speed, because you're going to have your speed no matter what. But if you're just going to truck, you can Hulk out if you want to. I mean, you can.
So like body, like physique, or like a body.
Yeah, no, like physique. I'm sorry, like physique for
Okay.
the skill. Yeah, thick bolt. Yep.
26.
So, as the brothers again prove that blood is only so similar, we have one flipping and spinning and leaping and graceful, and one pound, do, as this freight train goes moving kind of with an ellipse of a feather, floating around and dodging as the brothers race up. You are one round away from this group, and they seem to have noticed you. One of them is lighting another one of these grapefruit-sized balls and getting ready to hurl. Let's cut back down to the other group. Dusa, Yannicka, you see that heading down towards the dock. The other group is descending. They're making their way actually out into the wooden constructs now, where it extends off the boardwalk into the pier. What would you like to do to kind of close the distance? You may continue to maintain stealth. It will be slower, or you can tell me how you make it there as quick as you want.
Well, I think Yannicka opted for speed. And Dusa opted for stealth. So,
Yep.
Yeah, Dusa, seeing her shoot forward, he's marking her. He has his bow and an arrow half knocked, and he's using his heightened senses, the senses of a cat, to mark what's going on. As he cautiously goes forward.
Okay, so running with bow out, kind of maintaining that.
Yeah.
He's
he's marking Yannicka. He's marking the men, and he's waiting for his chance.
Right, and narratively speaking, you're moving with stealth, but it's not that you're super hidden in the shadows. It's just you're not throwing firebombs. That's the natural progression of stealth. People are looking at the people that are exploding things, and kind of off in the periphery is Dusa, bow out, making his move. Yannicka, what do you do?
Couple questions, Greg.
Sure.
Yes. How many people are escorting the prisoner? How many baddies? People I don't like.
Outside of the prisoner, there are 3 other figures.
Okay. And how far away are they?
You're getting probably within about 100 yards at this point, and they seem to be
100 yards.
they seem to be
Okay.
slowing down because they're heading out onto the boardwalk. They are moving towards a
Okay.
craft, though.
They're moving towards a craft. The Scoia'tael, do any of them have bows on them that I can see? Like obvious.
You're looking and you don't see any of them.
Okay.
You don't see the telltale kind of double curve of.
Yeah. Because that's pretty. That's a pretty obvious marker. That's why she's just glancing
Right.
again. Okay.
That might be why they don't have it too.
Yeah. I have it though. All right. So 300 feet from them. How close are they to the boats? That's my last question.
They're gonna get to the boat if they're heading in a like as the crow flies towards a boat.
Yeah.
They're going to get to that boat next round. If you're moving full speed, you'll get there at the kind of like the beginning of your round. So
Okay.
you'll both kind of reach there at the same time. They'll just have a
At the
little
same
bit of
time?
extra time, a few seconds before you get there.
Okay. So it's not like, right. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a long time where I was going to do something different. She's just going to keep her pace, try to keep her pace, get the breathing going. It's been a while since she's ran with the Scoia'tael, but she's going to keep running with them.
Sure.
And she'll even say like a Scoia'tael greeting if she gets close enough so that they know she's not. Well,
Okay,
she's also wearing, yeah.
I tell you what, with Painted in the Mind here for the Theater of the Mind, you're coming down off the hill, and in
Mhm.
many ways, the pier kind of doubles back beneath you. So
Mhm.
I tell you what, I will allow you, if you want to roll in athletics and jump the 20 feet down to the boardwalk, or you can go the same direction that they went and kind of switch back down to the front of the pier.
Okay. An athletics check. Yes, because dexterity is my strong suit. But you know what? I'm feeling spicy. I could fix a broken leg if I fix it. I know I can jump off of 20-foot something. Let's see if Yannicka can jump off of a 20-foot something.
I like it.
Remember,
love it anymore.
roll at the bottom, Yannicka. I'm going to spend luck, however.
Sure.
I want to.
Remember
to
your
go real
+2 from
broken.
Hawk, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to spend dexterity. 0 athletics. I'm going to spend 4 luck. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's go. Let's try this. +2. Oh wait, no. +6 because 4 luck. 16.
Okay. It's not bad. It's not like a 3-point super.
It doesn't have to be pretty.
hero, right? You
Just have
just
to
kind
not
of
break my knee.
yeah. You hit and kind of absorb it a bit and do kind of a shoulder roll. It's not
Mm-hmm.
as fluid as
It's been a
Eris, but
while.
yeah,
It's been like 30 years. Yeah, it's been...
you haven't goofed yourself up or anything, and you've cut the distance to the point where you can see them and hear them as they are
Right.
like moving onto. And because you did this, roll me an awareness as Dusa is approaching from now above you.
Yeah. Oh. No.
Yeah.
Oof. No. Very
You-
much no.
You see them all
7.
getting on the boat, and they kind of pull the hooded figure onto the boat as they're beginning to.
Mhm.
They're not on the craft; they're getting on the craft right now.
Yep. And I'm way closer.
Okay.
As
I'd
we
like to-
well, let's hold on, Dusa. You've maintained, and you're coming in with the stealth with the bow out. But we're going to go back up to the brothers, as you are going to catch up to this group on this round. So, Eris, Wim, what would you like to do upon your approach? Your Wim, you're freight training it. Is there a method that you would like to? Are you approaching aggressively? Are you trying to parlay?
How many are how many are carrying the prisoner? How many is in this group?
This group has 3 as well. 3 plus
3?
the prisoner.
1 carrying a prisoner.
And I will tell you this, because you have done extra to kind of get to where you are right now. Each of you roll me an awareness. Wim and Eris, please. You would both see that the three are pulling, dragging the prisoner. The prisoner does not seem to be going willingly. In fact, they are putting up a hell of a fight.
How many are in pursuit other than us? Like, around us?
You hear like bells and yells and screams coming from Derrida prison. You can hear craziness coming from inside Oxenfurt proper. It is still that magical time where those that are awake really aren't, and those that aren't really aren't. So there's a lull here. There's a pregnant pause because the day hasn't started, and neither have the citizens that would walk that day. You don't see anybody approaching. It's the guards are, at the very least, haven't rallied yet.
Okay.
You seem to be the only pursuers.
Go ahead.
No, you.
So seeing as like he's trucking, Wim is not particularly worried about conflict once he gets there, but in the event that he gets there first, his objective is going to be to wrench the prisoner free and start running in the opposite direction.
Like back the way you came, back towards the portal?
Back towards the portal.
Okay. Eris?
As I'm running, I know they're elves. Can I try and determine if there is a greeting or something? I have previous exposure to Scoia'tael, but also is there an elvish greeting, because I speak Elder speech, that I could use that would set me clearly and distinctly apart from a Redanian soldier or assassin or someone in pursuit? Is there like a very specific thing that I could call out that would identify me and Wim as potential allies?
Simply put, Elder speech itself, the use of it is outlawed by Radovid. So if you were to use it at all, it would be...
Can I try and figure out, like, because I'm blanking at the moment, but could I make a roll to see if I can like come up with something?
You want like a specialized greeting, like a
yes,
live long and prosper, something to the same type.
Something like I did.
Right.
So, I have the skill education, which I don't know if that would work in the situation of knowing sort of obscure, sort of more formal greetings and that sort of thing. Or maybe, I don't know how this would... I haven't ever used a skill before, but I also have Streetwise, and they're kind of underground as a movement, so I don't know if that would work.
I would take education before I would take Streetwise, just because that would be... I'd even take Witcher training, to be honest with you, simply because so many of the Witcher's base... They didn't just focus on the air quote like Northern and Nilfgaardian Empire. They also taught you a lot about the elder races. So
yeah, I'm going to call out, unless I can just roll Elder Speech as like a skill. I don't know if that's another thing that I can do.
Well, yeah, you could speak in it, but at the same time, you want something specific to say. So.
Yeah. Okay. So I will go for Witcher training. Yes. I'll take it. 27.
With a crit, not only do you remember something to say, you remember something that Ezekon used to say when you would meet the elves. And it is a greeting that loosely translates into, with the greeting, "Friend, spend the day with me in sunshine shared."
I call out in Elder Speech, loud enough that Wim running nearby will hear, and hopefully get the clear notion of this. Friend, spend the day in sunshine with me, and preferably not in a cell, possibly through a way out. Follow me.
As you say this, we're going to say that you are within however close you want to be, up to 5 to 10 feet. You can depend on how close you'd like to be. Wim, you're going to actually hit the line at this point. Eris, as you say this, you see them turn and look, and the faces of elves do not greet you, but those of Nilfgaardians. As you can see, the traditional outlined assassin makeup that they wear. Wim, you hit the line, and you can grab the person if you'd like. You may open yourself up to attack, though, as it seems that these kidnappers are revealed, at least to your brother.
That must be a moment of like emotions where the Nilfgaardian's like, ha, fool, I am actually an elf. Oh shit, what is that? And Wim just hits him.
Yeah, Wim's like, as he hits them.
I do want to like attempt to make a charging attack, like a punch with the knuckles against the person holding the prisoner.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
All aboard the pain train. That's right.
Yeah.
Toot, motherfucking toot.
So I'm gonna. This is gonna be so charges, like a strong attack. So it would be, brawling. Well, that's already figured into the macro. And charging doesn't do any additional minuses, does it? If it's because it just has the minuses of a strong attack.
Correct, right.
Yeah, charging doesn't do anything unless you're on a horse.
Okay.
No, you have the charging attack that you can rush in at the end of it. You can hit. So yeah, that's melee based. I'm pretty sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna burn 2 luck on it. So that'll be a. Okay.
And they make a physique roll, I believe.
That's if I miss.
Oh, is that just if you miss?
Yeah, if I miss, then my body runs into them and.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're not gonna miss it. Let's see.
Their face is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt bad. Oh! Still not enough. The person puts up a fight. You see them almost get out of the way, and basically what they do to avoid the just getting steamrolled, essentially, and almost breaking free, is they throw the prisoner at you, almost like a human shield. Move and try to get in front. They don't know what the hell's coming at them, but it's a big, and it looks like it's going to punch him, but it still does. So what's your damage?
So, let's see. That's double damage, correct?
Nice.
It's a strong attack. Yep.
Shoot, okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to make the damage roll on here. Sorry, I put these in there. I've only used them like once, and I totally forgot. Here it is. Okay. And then I think to double the damage, I'll add an additional. Fuck. Because I'm trying to think. The punch is 1d6. The knuckles add an additional 1d6. Does all of that get doubled? Because I want to just make sure of that before I hit this roll to make sure the macro is set up right.
Yeah, it'll hit it all. Yep.
Because I just hit the quick weapon button. I don't think it accounted for the strong attack.
Oh, then in that case, we'll just double it to 24. How's that sound?
Sounds great to me.
Okay, 24 with an armor reduction. You blast into this. Actually, why don't you go ahead and roll me a target, just because if you hit the head, that'll double again or triple again, which is nice.
Yeah, which would be murder him.
Right. So, you do like kind of drive this in, and the person's able to kind of put their arm and put the prisoner in front. But again, when you hit, you can feel the pop of the shoulder leaving socket and then coming back into place. A muffled grunt as you have the prisoner in your arms, and you can continue to move away if you would like.
Yeah, so hit, grab, bolt.
As you begin to move, let me... A swipe comes in. Eris, you would see a very tall, thin personage of these Nilfgaardians, the one that was in the back, the furthest in the shadows, step forward, and with a whip of a finely curved and thin blade, swipes at your brother and just misses as Wim is able to kind of sense it coming and dodge over his head. A second attack is coming in, but this one is closing the distance and coming right at you, Eris.
Do I get an attack this round, or is this a...
This is simultaneous between the two of you.
Okay.
He has something.
Okay, alright. I'm gonna try dodge.
Yep, give me a dodge, and then you do your attack, and nice. You do your attack, and we'll do the same thing.
Brothers, bitch.
Okay, cool. Fuck, you closed the distance.
Yeah.
I am going to, as Wim turns and starts to run, I know I can run as well, so I am going to... Does he get an attack of opportunity as I...
No, but you get an attack against him. It was a simultaneous motion. If you want to attack and then run, you are allowed to.
Can I run then attack?
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, like a ranged attack, sure.
Okay, cool. I like see that come in, like will like slide underneath the blow and just take off after Wim, and hey, it worked once. Take 2 blades from my shoulder, dipped in black blood, and whip them back towards him. Oh, this takes me back, Greg.
Good, good.
Okay. So this is it 1 or 2 attacks? Or wait, it's...
You can fire use a joint. It's the same time.
Yeah, so I can throw 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 2 black blood, 2 not black blood. Hey Greg.
Uh-oh, is it conversation time?
No, it's headshot time.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm calling a headshot on the first one. And I'm going to put my last luck into it.
Nice.
Second one will be that. 21 and a 29.
Whew. All right, so let's with the first one, he swings his sword to attempt. All right, this is on the same person, the person that attacked you?
Yeah, because he's closer, right?
Right.
He closed the distance to me, yeah.
He takes your dagger out of the air as he swings it back and hits, and then uses his own body to try to move out of the way of the second attack, because he can't use the same defense twice. With a 26, he is going to be struck by this one.
Let me roll 4. Is that... No, that's not good, is it?
You called it headshot, didn't you?
No, I called a headshot.
Oh, on the
for
first one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's not good, is it? Being like a 10. There's no...
No, it's a leg, left leg.
Yeah, it cuts it down to 5, and you would see it kind of bounce off the thigh armor that he has beneath the black wraps that he's wearing.
That's not the
That's
damage
the target location.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just saw damage, yeah.
So... yes. Yes, it does.
It's still one.
And
so.
then screw it, two more. I'm calling head for both of them. So that's 1, 2. I'm gonna. You son of a bitch. Sorry. 1. Head. 2. Ah, son of a bitch.
Same as before. He swipes one of the.
It's still the same. It's still the same turn, so he has to burn extra.
Yeah, he is.
Unless he can. Okay.
Yeah, he's burning. He actually is burning since the end of the first one. And then the last one is where's my? Uh-oh. This is gonna be close.
Yeah.
So he misses with the second as the final and fourth and final blade comes in, striking him in the cheek.
Nice. Ouch.
So 8, 12?
12 damage, yep.
12 damage to the face.
Ooh.
As it hits, it knocks the hood back, and you would see standing before you, face claim Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York, you would see this very thin figure with this huge curled kind of gray mustache on. Roll me, since you're the only one looking here, roll me either an education or the equivalent of a history or
Education works for me. I can't think of anything else that would be more appropriate.
Sure.
Oh,
Perfect. There's a 20 DC on this one, but you know without a shadow of a doubt, because you've seen enough and heard enough of this person, that this is Leo Bonhart.
Huh.
You would also know they are supposed to be dead. But they certainly are not. They are bleeding from the face with a wound that you caused them. As you are running, the person in your care begins to squirm, but we are going to go back down to Yannicka and Dusa. Yannicka, as you land, they are made aware of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see them violently shove the person wearing the prisoner's clothes down into the deck. And as they go down, you see the hood pull off, and you see this ancient elf. No offense to Edward James Olmos, who is the face claim, but very an elderly elf. And as Edward James Olmos, Khalid, the elf, is thrown down, he looks up. And Dusa, where are you right at this moment?
I'm not too far off. Hiding, covering Yannicka. So she was running. I was not. So I don't know how. I was trying to keep up with her though, but
You were running. You just weren't bolting
yeah.
like a crazy person with the fire bombs.
I was just covering her, and I figured Yannicka might have a better chance with these people than I do.
Okay, Dusa, let's see this for narrative purposes. I will allow you to do the same thing that Yannicka did. If you see these people kind of turn aggressively towards Yannicka as you're looking down on the scene, I will allow you to jump down with an athletics roll if you'd like.
All right.
Or whatever you'd like.
Is Yannicka surrounded?
There's 3 against 1 right now.
3
And
against 1.
Yannicka's
All
on a
right.
pier. Luckily, there's
Okay.
no drowners surrounding the pier. Or
And,
Beggarton.
like, this is such an improvement over the last pier
This
situation.
is way better. This is way better. Okay, jumping down. That's an athletics.
Mhm.
He's gonna jump down. I mean, he's still gonna try to. I guess I don't know. In terms of maintaining an element of surprise, I guess it's a bit iffy. But here we go with the athletics. Fumble. God damn. 14.
Usa doesn't land on his legs.
That's oh man.
Oh, I
Should've
think-
stuck with the bow.
Dusa, I will make you this devil's bargain. You can land and it looks good, but you're going to take 2 damage. It's
Yeah, I'll
almost
do that.
like it's pride cometh from the fall. So as you
I mean, okay, wait, okay, fine.
He's like, wait a second.
It doesn't-
I
it
don't
Fine,
look good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it-
I went for this deal. I did it.
okay.
I was
So
gonna shoot the bow, but all right.
as soon as you land and are kind of now behind Yannicka in this position, the 3 turn, and at this point, Yannicka, you realize that these are not elves. This is not Scoia'tael. These are, by if their painted faces are anything with the assassin's markings, they are Nilfgaardian. And it is at that point that the old elf looks up, and on the front of the white prison robe that he is wearing, you see huge spots of blood. As he looks up, he's shaking, and you see one of the Nilfgaardians turn and draw sword to plunge in, but the old elf can't take his eyes off of Dusa, and tears are streaming down his face as he looks to the sword that is extended over the shoulder of Dusa. And he begins to shake, and he reaches, even though his own life is being threatened. Let's cut back up to the brothers. Eris, as you are turning and running, you reach the side of Wim as the 2 of you are headed towards the portal that is spinning in the distance still, with Ainfra holding this portal as ants, the Redanian army, begin to pour out of the prison. But as you're running, the prisoner in your arms, Wim, begins to move, and they jerk back and the hood flies off, and you see a gagged woman with dark raven curled hair that seems to bounce off of her shoulders. She is wearing Dimeridian bracelets that are chained to her arms, and she reaches up and yanks the gag off and says, "Get these fucking things off of me!" As you have met...
Can I hear her?
Not yet. As you have met Yennefer of Vengerberg. Let's cut back down to the docks.
Yannicka, because I made the jump last round. If she can put herself between that sword and old Elf McGee over there, she will, and proceed to stab the ever-living fuck out of whoever's doing the stabbing.
I have a bow. Yeah.
Do some,
Yeah, you do have a bow. You
I'm
can
gonna-
use that too.
I'm going to give you all actions, but here, this is a split second. This is a razor's moment. So
Yeah.
you're not on the boat, Yannicka. You've stopped.
Nope.
Deuce is right behind you, off maybe 5-10 feet behind you. You all have about a second or 2 to do something.
Yeah, jump in front of the knife,
Okay.
or get in front of the knife. That's what I'm doing.
Roll me an initiative.
Okay. I can't. spend
They're going
luck
on a
initiative,
20.
Can I?
They're going on a 20 just because they have the high ground.
And I
Yeah,
can't
okay.
spend luck on initiative.
I'll let you do it if you have any left.
Yeah, I have some left. I have plenty of luck left. Plenty, considering. All right. I have enough luck to meet them. On a 20.
Okay. Do so.
Do we get +2 to all rolls?
It's not for
Yeah.
initiative.
Okay, not for
get it with
initiative.
Okay. Oh, okay. What are you doing? What are you doing,
Well, then I have
Dusa?
the initiative.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Dusa? Is it?
Yeah, Dusa, what are you doing?
Okay. So I don't know how far away they are, but I'm assuming that I can get them within range for what I'm about to do here, which is do a sign. It's 8 meters. If that's the case, then he'll just walk forward, looking at the man with the knife, and just reach towards him making a sign and drawing upon water, he'll try to shackle his will.
Okay, and he has to resist magic, right?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put.
Dump the luck.
Pump the luck.
Dump the luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in some luck. Let's see. All right, and I'll do the spellcasting then. With a bit of luck, it will work. Or not.
Hopefully.
Let's see. It should.
Now I have a song stuck in my head.
Which one?
With a little bit of luck. With...
Yeah, I'm gonna put in I'm gonna put in 6 luck here.
All of it. Just...
All of it. All of it. Okay, that's 8 luck.
Talked right into it. There we go.
Oh!
Boom, boom, boom. 28. As I try to take control of this guy before he
I want to stab.
stabs. Yeah, I want him to stab himself. This is what
Oh!
I want. Yeah.
And that is exactly what he does as the blade that was going down is redirected and you see it just he runs it across his own throat as it begins to spray
Very
out.
confused as it gets me in the face.
As the two of them turn to look, and just at that, and Yannicka, as you're approaching and kind of jumping to get in between, you see that this old elf is just looking at Dusa. And as you move in that amber moment and quality of a time that is to be made memory, he looks up and sees you coming. And the shirt that is filled with blood, you see it open a bit. And there is a tattoo across his chest, right where his heart is. And it says, "When the power of love eclipses the love of power." And as Dusa causes the person to drag the knife, the mortally wounded elf stands for the last time, his entire chest covered with almost cesarean stabs. And he grabs the brand that they were using to light their bombs, and he jams it into the bag that one of the others is carrying. And he turns and looks at Dusa and says, "Save Rhilestilen! Save the dream!" And that's where we end this episode of The Witcher.
Excuse him and excuse you, Greg.
Oh my god.
Can you guys hurry up? This is not easy keeping this thing open, by the way.
Yeah.
So wait a week,
What's
lady.
happening? Yeah. You didn't give us a time frame, by the way.
What? Right now, you
We
have...
have a time frame.
Yes, you are...
Oh,
in terms of the
I'm
portal.
jumping. I because Greg, I said I'm going to take those extra 2 hours to rest. I'm holding it. It's fine.
We
You're
don't
in
know how
round
long we
4
have,
right
though.
now, going into round 5, correct? So that's...
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm still holding it.
Yep.
Okay.
It's just tiring.
Just stop. It ain't easy being a mage, everybody. Especially when you gotta fuck around with me sending you stuff in chat. Anywho, let's go around and talk to everybody. Let's start with Prax. Prax, my friend, how are you? Where can we find you?
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Dirtjadonlan on Twitter or Praxagorth Esmiophoria as you see me around Twitch, and I'm good. I got a nap. I'm holding a portal. I'm just waiting. My job is to guard I'm the getaway driver in this situation, and that's what I'm doing. And Yennefer's here. Great. This is gonna be fun next week, y'all. But as for me, hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Dirtjadonlan on Twitter or Praxagorth Esmiophoria as you see me around Twitch. And tomorrow over on my channel, we are completing the Orestia with Aeschylus's Eumenides. And if you haven't seen that, the House of Atreus makes the Targaryens and the Lannisters look sane. So that's everything you need to know about this series of plays. Tomorrow night over on Wandering DM, I am playing Dragon Age, and that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Come watch it. It's hilarious. We get into some really crazy shenanigans, and Tanya, Cypher of Tyr, puts us up with us. Friday, we are doing, over on my channel at 11 a.m. Eastern, we are doing Euripides' Iphigenia in Taurus, which is basically like the fix-it fix for Iphigenia, so she doesn't end up dead, murdered by her, sacrificed by her father so that he can go chase after Helen to Troy. Because things. And then Friday night over on Wandering DM as I play the other Telsorian game, Cyberpunk. And then Sunday on Wandering DM, we're doing a charity stream, and I'm getting to be part of this, and I'm one of the people that's involved. Did you know that you can order Girl Scout cookies online? And you can donate those Girl Scout cookies to hospital staff so that they will send them so that people who are working during the pandemic will have something to eat and snack on. And Thin Mints are always a good gift to give people. But we are doing a fundraiser game of Castle Falkenstein. Come hang out and watch it. It will be a lot of fun. We've got Larry Dixon, Mercedes Lackey, Jody Lynn Nye, Gail Simone, and Chris Spivey, who are going to be the players, and then I'm one of the hosts, and Jay from Telsorian is the other. So it'll be a lot of fun, lots of high drama and Victorian steampunk. Other than that, check my Twitter because I post where I'm going to be and all the fun things I do every week. And I want to say I love everyone here. I appreciate everyone here, and I love this story that we're telling. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
Fantastic, my friend, fantastic. And congratulations to Carbon. Carbon won the Telsorian Games PDF of the Witcher Core Rulebook. It is super duper fun. You'll enjoy it, my friend. I sent you a thing in chat. Just shoot me or hit me up on Twitter, and I'll make sure that you get the PDF. As we drop down to Billy. Billy, my friend, how are you? And where can we find you online?
I'm dandy. This was fun, exciting, heisty. This is going to be awesome to figure out how this is going to unfold in the next week or two. If you like internet things, you can find me at Bill of the Forest on pretty much every platform. Follow me if you like. I post things I think are funny, but you know, I'm in my 30s now, and these fucking 20-year-olds, let me tell you. Yeah, follow me there. Tuesday nights, I'm in a game with Greg on WebDM, Symbaroum game. Very dark, very Viking-y, lost in the woods with witchcraft type of stuff. Super, super fun. Very, very fun game. And then, I'm going to cut that short. Can't wait till next week.
Awesome, buddy. Awesome. And dropping down to Lindy. Lindy, my friend, how are you? Where can we find you online?
I have words, Greg. He said stands for the last time, but he's not dead yet. So, you know, you've kind of got a good doctor right there.
Right.
Also, how dare he put something flammable in a bomb bag when I'm jumping onto the boat? Like, that's also just really rude. Like, aside from the fact that, you know, they stabbed him, but whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna get all this out of my system off stream afterwards and yell at Greg. Hi, I'm Lindy. You can find me online at it's Greg's favorite part. At Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play and GM a lot of tabletop RPGs. You can find me on my channel every Monday and Tuesday for D&D 5e. If you like Aliens or Blade Runner or The Predator, you should check out our channel this Friday because it's our once a month Aliens campaign. It's intense. Travis has said people will die, so it's fine. I'm worried, that's all. And if you like Witcher, check out Sunday on Salty Sweet Games, because Sunday mornings we play Witcher, and I'm the sorceress in that one, so it's fun. That's all for me for now.
Fantastic, and let us hop over the screen to Josh. Josh, my friend, how are you? And where can we find you online?
Yeah, I'm good. That was, you know, There's something really, really great about like when you spend loads and loads of time like arguing over the details of something like that, and then basically like if we'd have just gone with any plan at all, there was a chance that we would have got there before them, but we wasted so much time that someone else already got. It's wonderful, and I love that, and I love this game. It's an absolute blast playing. As for me, you can find me online at roleplayers_TV, where I am over on Encounter Roleplay on Friday, where I will be suffering and living in perpetual fear as I am coming back. We are transported into 2020 for the Orphans of Seawall Orphanage, the Haunting of Seawall Orphanage, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fine. We've just, returned to an island. We have no idea what we're doing there. No one seems to be there apart from like one person. He's crazy, and we're all at a lighthouse, and my car's broken already, and scary shit is happening, and we're all super awkward, and it's like it's the teen reunion, like 10 years down the line when we're all successful-ish. And that's going to be over on Encounter Roleplay. So check that out on Friday. And it also has Trav in before Trav goes and murders people. So if you want to find out why people are getting murdered in Aliens, it's probably because Dawn is psychologically messing with him a few hours beforehand. So that's me. On top of that, you can find me here, obviously, on Witcher Wednesdays, which is amazing. And if you check out roleplayers_TV on Twitter, I will be announcing very, 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 very soon a new thing that I've got coming up, which may or may not involve some familiar faces, maybe even someone from this channel that you know, and it might be amazing, and there might be loads of cool things going on, and it might be great. And yes, and people might be giving away that they are involved in chat by making loud noises. So shut up and pass it over before my entire thing is rumbled.
Fantastic. And finally, last but certainly not least, JF, how are you, my friend, and where can we find you online?
Very good. I got to do my puppet thing today. Deuce's version of justice. That worked out. Double Critter on Twitter, and playing Deuce Gamera here is a lot of fun. I love how we built up to this with the Greg's doomsday clock creeping hour by hour, and it was I'm happy I'm on nobody's side so far. Now Deuce is on the side of Rhilestilen, so he's gonna have to put his neck out. This time around, I didn't take any chances. Did some stealth, hid behind Yannicka. I hope she's fine with that. My season of confinement would not be the same without this wonderful group. I'm very, very fortunate to be playing here. It's so much fun. I do La Résistance on Friday with Foxhole, and that's awesome. We make jokes and kill Nazis. So come check us out.
Amazing, my friend, amazing. And I appreciate everyone that you see here. Please follow them, follow Kindness, follow Amazing Storytellers, and wherever they go, you'll know you'll be getting their very best, whether it be as a storyteller, as a player, as both, which of course is the best. And as for myself, I'm Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim here on the Twitch. A lot of fun things coming up on the channel. We have a brand new series starting on Fridays. It is called Aether's Walkway. Alice from Scraticus Academy will be coming over to GM it. It is a cipher system set in her own world, which she has told us is a mixture of horror, The Fifth Element, and Blade Runner, which psychs me out and then makes me really upset. And Lindy's there with me, so we will be going crazy together with that one. Also on Sundays, we have a mini-series running right now for Capers Offworld. A lot of great fun players in that one too. You will Academic Foxhole, Ezren from the show here is there, and just having a lot of fun with that. But make sure you come back around the horn for Witcher next Wednesday as we begin the quest of Yennefer, as put into place by Matt. This is my favorite one that I have envisioned so far. It involves a specific forest that is fun. And it, I can't wait. God damn, I can't wait. I said, God damn. So, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that one next week. Make sure you're here. Everybody, thank you so much. Hawk, thank you so much. And everybody, be on the lookout for Matt's character, who is integral to what's going on right now. More shall be revealed next week. So we have a new character that'll be coming in. If you would like to join us, you can always do so and become part of the canon of Family of Wraiths. It's one of our donations down below. But as always, just show up, have fun with this fantastic chat room, who is always here, always chatting, always making fantastic comments. And we even have an in-house artist right now, Carbon, who has drawn a fantastic bit of fan fiction art or fan art that will be revealed next week for the promo. I can't wait for that as well. So, I'm spent, everybody, and I didn't do anything. So, follow everybody, take care of yourselves, stay healthy, everyone, and as the campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. We'll see you next time, friends.